everyone, and welcome to Random Number Generation. This is episode 84, Kingdom Hearts 2 Rando Boss Hunter mode with Double A Dewey running and Spike and Zed on comms. Really quickly here before we get underway, a few announcements on behalf of Games Done Quick. Frame Fatale is Games Done Quick's all-women online speedrunning community. The upcoming event Flame Fatale will run August 13th through 20th. The schedule's now out at gamesdonquick.com/schedule. While you're checking out the schedule, feel free to submit a prize to the event. However, that is passed through August 6th, so I'm so sorry, y'all. But be sure to keep posted for those prizes. Y'all can donate towards those for a great cause. Games Done Quick's hiring. If you have experience in social media creation and want to help out at our live events, be sure to go to gamesdonequick.com/jobs to apply. If you missed out on any of our Hotfix shows or past events, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And as always, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. With that being said, Dewey, Spike, Zed, how y'all doing? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Yay, this is fun. It's good. Yay.
So before we get started here, I was just confusing this with another mode in Kingdom Hearts Randomizer. Do y'all want to preview what Boss Hunter mode is and what we can expect as a result of it?
Yeah, I think I'll throw that over to Zed, actually.
Yeah, of course. So what Boss Hunter is, it's traditionally played on a 5x5 board, and the goal is to get 3 lines of bingo. However, to amp up the excitement here today, we're bringing you a blackout Boss Hunter, which means that we have to kill every boss on that bingo board you see on stream right now. So all of those bosses are randomized in the pool, and they can appear in many specific locations. There are some bosses that are not randomized, unfortunately, because the game just can't handle them being randomized. And yeah, that's about it. Just kill all of the bosses on the board.
But that's
and they're in random
7x7, so 49
This is 6x7,
bosses.
actually.
Oh, a 6. Oh, math is my specialty, as it turns out.
It looks so hard.
That's 42. Oh, my goodness.
There are 42 bosses randomized in the pool, and they can be in quite a few funny locations.
Yeah, and
Seeing some fan favorites on there. Sephiroth on there. We've got, I like how Sephiroth and Hera or Lingering Will are sitting right next to each other on the board.
There are a few nuances of some bosses that definitely show up in certain arenas, and some cases where we'll see different versions of a boss when you get into data fights and things like that. But that's about it.
Let's get it.
All right. Am I good to count down?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's start this up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. Have fun.
I would like to note that I am truly the Michael Cera of this production, and that I wandered on stage and they were like, "You want to do comms?" Sure. I have never run this. I've barely watched any of it, but I love KH2 and I love KH2 Rando, and Double's awesome. So, we also had Pog / on. Let's go. Let's go.
I can put it on.
Always
just for
have
you.
this nice opening menu. See whatever your initial bag of goodies are. A bunch of just basic movement, and we'll put it on.
Just for you, Spike.
Yo, you get a once more out of it. That would not have been once more in that chest if you didn't put on dodge slam.
And checking all these here. And normally you would see people go into Pride Lands to start in most randomizers, but those enemies can be some enemies that you do not want to fight with absolutely nothing. Namely, some enemies you can find in Cavern of Remembrance. So, being a little more safe, picking up some free checks, seeing what we can find here. We're actually going to go primarily to Halloween Town to start and get some good XP here, and you'll get to start seeing some different enemies you're not expecting to see here.
Right, and the reason...
Yeah, go ahead, Zed, because you...
Okay, sorry. So the reason we actually start Halloween Town is because Dance Call was such a powerful limit, and it's attached to Jack Skellington. So what you're going to see Double do in this first fight is he's going to Dance Call at the start of it and just wipe out a ton of enemies and get a load of EXP, which is going to help get him some stats to clear out some first visits.
Yes, this obviously being an RPG, stats are very, very important. So for every extra couple points of strength or magic he can get his stats up in, just the faster the enemies will be taken out and the much safer those fights will be. Because we always kind of gloss over this, but this is critical mode, in fact. So basically, anything touches you, you die. So, yeah. good to make sure you get those stats up enough to where you are a stronger glass cannon.
Very scary start with the gargoyles, by the way. Very scary start. So as you can see right now, Double has already hit about like level 9, which is where he kind of wants to be. He wants to clear out some more enemies here, pick up the drops from the gamblers as well.
You just go as deep as you can in that fight. That fight's always so awkward with its spawns and everything.
Yeah, I basically just try to get the first 2 major waves, and then I just try to let myself die after that. And I have Comet. That's fun. So Donald's limits are one of the few that actually get overwritten above Jack's limits, so you can sometimes forget that you have it and use one of those limits instead. Losing on a bit of XP, but not too much to worry about.
To note, Comet is a very, very good limit. It's, definitely one of the best. Dance Call is just one of the few that actually trumps it in most situations. But to get deeper in the round and be very, very grateful, we do have one of Donald's precious limits. Would like to see the other one in Duck Flare, though.
Just taking Donald out of the party, so I don't have to worry about that during this fight.
Oh, I like this vanilla Heartless right here. I don't know if that's always vanilla. But.
It's not. You can get some horrible enemies here.
Oh yeah, you can get the core Devastators, which I believe are called Reckless.
Yeah.
Fire on level 12. Let's go.
So this is one of the few that's pretty bad to have vanilla.
Ooh, that was a good stun from Goofy. Oh, but that tiny little Kingdom Key. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you don't have much to work with as far as the enemies there, if it's most enemies you can actually kill in one dance call there, but with the way that toy soldiers spawn, I'm going to take it safe this time and just do 2 dance calls like you normally do in Rando.
I feel like it's such a classic thing. We always try to avoid having to pop the couple of ethers.
Yeah.
Because ethers are not easy to come by in this game. If you're not able to find like a money. Hey! There you go.
I'll get more of those, I'm sure.
There's definitely a lot of like item management that can go down in a Cage 2 Rando.
The cool thing about these settings that we're playing with, actually, it alters the junk pool. So when you open a chest, there's kind of you can get a junk item that you can set yourself. And for Boss Hunter, the junk pool is set to only consumable items. So no synthesis items are in the pool. You get your mega elixirs, you get your elixirs, you get your ethers, all that good stuff.
Okay, well, leave it here.
Halloween Town, a nice little. It's not the most checks that you can find early on in a level, but it's relatively front loaded and it's a tiny world where, as you can see, with that Jack's dance call, as Zeticus was talking about, you're able to just get a bunch of levels up front.
Yeah, it's more for the XP of why we mainly start there. Back in the day of Rando, before we had this cool fancy thing called RNG manipulation that we do for Pride Lands to start, Halloween Town was actually one of the more popular starts in like top play when Rando had been out for a few weeks. So.
But yeah, Dewey's going through kind of the classic shotgun phase of the opening of Cage 2 Rando, where you just kind of go into a bunch of the different worlds and get kind of the, relatively easier checks. So you can go through Olympus Coliseum right here. You can get 7 chests out of here. Not too much of excitement out of there. Got a draw. Got one of the best combo modifiers in the game back in Halloween Town in Explosion. There are 3 great ground finishers in Guard Break, Finishing Leap, and Explosion. Explosion, probably the most popular of the group that you're going to find among people. It actually scales with your magic stat, which is good because Double's magic stat, as we can see on our own tracker, is actually just a little bit higher right
now. Little thing to mention, I'm purple.
You're purple.
a little thing that a few of us have done, shout out to Ragnoth for showing me how to do this, of doing some little bit of recolors and some custom skins and palette swaps. Purple's more of a color that's more popular on stream, so that's more of the ones I go to. So you'll see them, especially when we get into getting some dry forms. You'll get to see some different colors than you used to seeing that I run with.
I love cosmetic stuff and rando or music rando stuff for different randomizers that I've played over the years.
Oh yeah.
It's good to just distinguish itself because people will still come and be like, what speedrun category are you running? I'm like, dog, I'm purple.
Any percent. I'm purple. Yeah, Spike actually has one that I made for him that's green.
Yeah, some green, a little green tint on the pants. Real nice, real nice. Yeah, you can do a lot of very, very, very silly things cosmetically. Sky, and obviously, you like your card games. There's a certain boss in this game. We're not going to be seeing it tonight, but he likes to play with cards himself, and they're big life-size cards that pop up.
Yeah.
It's human size, not life-size. Life-size would be in my hand. And you can put, like, Pokemon cards in there. You put Yu-Gi-Oh cards on there. It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, there's that same mod also replaces that same boss Luxord with Yami Yugi. So the modding community has a very, very good sense of humor in this game.
Like that negative combo right there. That definitely can help out a lot of spots. Just allowing you to like get to your finishers a little faster, which has even. Whoa! All right, let's all calm down.
We're gonna do a little bit of save work here.
Came out of nowhere.
Fun fact about gargoyles is they do not despawn.
Oh.
Yep. They will stay there until you load out of the room.
We'll come back here.
So
Yeah, sounds like
it didn't happen this seed, but you can get some really horrific seeds where gargoyles will replace shadows, and they will spawn everywhere where shadows spawn because of that. And it's awful because they don't despawn and they deal a lot of damage, and they're annoying.
And I found some things recently that in some certain fights they fall out of bounds and make the fight uncompletable. So
I was gonna say that sounds like the means to like crash your game.
surprisingly not. There is actually a spawn cap on gargoyles, so it will never undo your game, which is really funny if you get them replacing shadows and you go run through the room before Roxas, because there will just be like 12 enemies in the room and the rest of it, nothing spawns anymore. But you still have to dodge those 12 enemies at the beginning of the room.
Yo, loving that first room Agrabah right there. Got a magnet and a thunder, kind of a classic little magic combo right there. Also can mix well with your explosion off the magnet, but also got an accessory slot. Got like 600 Donald staffs. One of them could be the elusive duck flare combo master somewhere in there. My God.
Yeah, doubles tools are looking really nice.
I'm sorry.
I saw that subtle, like you were trying to make sure I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And well, let me take that off.
Yeah, the elephant in the room
doesn't know. Dodge slash is the real best combo modifier in the game.
Yeah, it's too good.
Sora just swings the Keyblade around wildly, and he whiffs things pretty well.
Yeah, it's actually it's too good, and I really wanted a challenge today. So
Yeah, thank you.
Which is, I don't know why I got second chance once more for my challenge today, but
God, I kind of worth it.
Yeah.
Second chance and once more. About the only way you can truly prevent Sora from being a glass cannon in these seeds is that second chance will stop any one-shottable move from one-shotting you. It'll send you to 1 HP. Once more, any combo attacks will only send Sora down to 1 HP as well until you reset your position. So effectively, as long as you have at least 2 HP while you have second chance and once more on, you really have, there's really just 2 different values. There's 1 HP and there's above 1 HP.
That really is true.
Yeah, that might make it sound like, oh, then the rest of the game's going to be free, right? So very, very easy to get combo killed in these.
Yeah, I just want to address something I'm seeing in chat as a lot of you letters talking about soft locks and things like that. I just want to give it a quick mention and a shout out to the Kingdom Hearts Randomizer dev community, especially for boss enemy rando. It is so much more stable than it was when it first came out and earlier base versions of this randomizer. Soft locks are incredibly rare, and this it's way you're usually finishing a seed.
Spike, I want to know, what is your first impression of this mode so far, based on what you've seen? Because you haven't seen this mode, or category, if you will, before tonight.
What we're seeing on screen is representing just Sora absolutely surrounded. These are supposed to be heartless right here, little shadows. I love it. I love genuinely behind everyone. You know, obviously that's part of randomizing. You've done 80 something of these shows now, or these episodes. where you don't know what's going to be in every single chest. I love also having no idea what's going to be behind every single enemy you walk into. This is really going to start to get super, super exciting once we start actually seeing boss fights as well. And we got one potentially coming up here soon. I don't know if it's going to go all the way to the threshold or anything. But, I'm just excited to see where all these bosses land. I pitched this as I think this is a beautiful kind of showcase on a GDQ stage right here for the audience watching. Just every single door we open is going to be fascinating.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Bulk and Mark 2 there. Bulk and Strats of turning into a dice there. But I'm considering going in to check out this boss. Usually when you're doing the shotgun period, you hope to get something. All I've really got is Explosion, which is nice. I feel like I can do better, but I don't.
An explosion, the game is basically over.
That's true. Let me just go for Thresholder. Or whatever is there.
Or whatever it is going to be.
Yeah. Spike has convinced me the game is too easy right now, so let's go check out one of these bosses.
Yeah.
So, how about you doing, Zed, y'all? How long have y'all been playing this mode now? It seems fairly new to me, so maybe it isn't, but how many of these have y'all done, would you say?
Dewey and I probably have both each done over like 100.
Easily. This is a little newer of a category for boss enemy. Zed can talk a little bit about a different category called the 1 hour challenge if you'd like to.
Right. So 1 hour challenge has been around for about almost 2 years now, really, which is in the boss enemy category where you try and clear as much content in the game in 1 hour. Boss Hunter came probably about last year. I want to say like mid 2022 was when we came up with the idea. It was back when we played on the 2.1.6 generator, and we were just some new bosses got added to the pool, and I thought, you know what, this is diverse enough that we can have a 5x5 bingo 3-line, and it was really fun. And then it faded out for a while because some arenas and some aspects of boss enemy got a little bit unstable, and there were just struggle fights namely got added to the pool, and that just bloated up the boss pool. The boss hunter seeds were taking a little bit longer, and now we have boss hints, which is we're actually going to see after a double finishes this first boss, Luxord, where you will get a hint for where a boss is after you clear it.
This is rough that he comes with ads, because he already has ads in the card.
Oh, absolutely. So there's also a really annoying thing about Luxord. On top of just the creepers in this room hitting you in the cards, Luxord is actually not particularly scaled well in boss enemy rando. So he's going to take forever to kill with double stats right now.
Also, a little thing is, in some arenas, Donald's limits don't work on Luxord.
Oh, absolutely. That is true.
This is one of them. So when I use Comet here, nothing.
Yeah, I imagine you might try to go for just like a super long explosion loop here, potentially.
Yeah, well, that or just trying to loop with air combos. Both would be probably fine.
Yeah, what he's trying to do right here, what Luxord is showcasing is a state we call the brick wall state, where you're dealing damage to them, but they're not getting stunned or anything. So by Dewey actually going for like specific timing here on his attacks, the explosion will come in and actually catch the cards, clearing them, and dealing damage to Luxord at the same time. Unfortunately, that knocked him up on the arena, which is something that, obviously, when you fight these bosses, they have their own kind of specified boss arena. Here, there's a bunch of crap in the way that's not normally there when you fight them. So something else Dewey has to deal with. Also, I love the swag of Dewey dodge rolling out of the way as opposed to like playing the minigames. Saving that little bit of time on the slow minigame. And actually pretty quickly with that explosion loop and other good air combos. Oh.
That shouldn't have happened.
So that might have been because I used the Donald limit early.
Oh, wait, did you use the Donald limit earlier?
I did use the Donald limit early.
That would explain it. So when you use Donald limits, you can crash your game when you're playing against randomized Luxord.
Yeah.
Donald crashes the game, film at 11.
Now, here's the thing. That might have crashed, but here's the deal. You have auto limit, second chance, once more, and Latin darkness, baby.
I know. I would like to not crash on GDQ again if I can avoid it. So I'll come back to this guy here.
This is all Donald's fault. You know what? I'm gonna blame Donald.
It was actually a really good fight until the Donald limit crash happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a expertly crafted fight with, not who was normally the first boss of the game, one of the end game bosses.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misplay on my part. I did know that can happen in the arenas. I actually haven't had that happen in that arena before. I've had it happen in Barbossa's arena before, but I haven't had it happen there.
Here's the thing. I'm surprised you didn't notice double. That's consistent across all arenas.
Maybe it's because I never use a Donald limit on on Luxord ever.
On Luxord, yeah. Like, it's really...
reflect.
Exactly. Oh, final form. No need to force it.
And look at me. I would have first final, and I would have had egg on my face.
With what form?
Right with what form? Auto limit.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah, I was like, second chance, once more auto. Now, I saw that when you were like looking at your keyblades as you were about to go into the fight. So it's like,
yeah.
I wouldn't have turned around and ran back and got it, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, now you have your first form, final form. It is probably the most powerful form in the game, and already with a fire in tow that'll allow you potentially to stun lock a lot of bosses into oblivion. But before that, we got the Bailey. We're using that thunder.
Oh, there's a
Chained in perfectly with those explosions. It was a little unfortunate that it was airborne enemies right there.
I thought I was gonna hit.
The music, the enemies, the cosmetics.
Thank God.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? The
So,
scene's over.
we're gonna do something a little more interesting.
Oh.
Interesting, he says. Jumps into STT.
So we should get a first boss in. You guys can't see this on that tracker, but my commentators and me can. Dark Thorn, when we get there, did become Sark. So that means that BC is a pretty safe world to go into to go forward. And there are a couple good things we can find there. There's this useless summon called Peter Pan that's not useful in any context. But then there's the Chad Genie. That is much more useful.
Hi, Vivi.
Bye, Vivi.
Hi, Vivi.
Okay, I'm gonna start marking a boss. That was a boss, guys.
Let's go. One down. We're 1/42 of the way done with the night. Let's go.
Yeah.
So is Donald not on your team anymore, Dewey?
He's not going to be ever again.
Oh, so you fired him essentially.
We
Okay.
deleted
You're fired.
So yeah,
A little bit.
the reason that counted as a boss, even though I only had to do one combo, is because that's the only real situation where I could find Cypher, which is normally there. So that just counts as a boss, and I got a boss hint to enter the world because of that. So pretty easy. Really unfortunate. I wanted to find Vivi and hopefully in one of the struggles, but.
Can you believe that was the peak? That was the hardest boss we're going to fight on.
Oh, thank God.
And to reflect.
That's kind of what I was coming here for. I do know where the checks are because this tracker does use spoiler hints, which you can't see, and I don't know I'm talking about it. This mail delivery is really hard, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. Fun fact, the world record for mail delivery for years was owned by longtime speedrunning and 3D Zelda, specifically speedrunning legend Demon. Yeah. Super well known and stuff like Wind Waker and whatnot. And he never speedran Kingdom Hearts 2 full out, but he speedran that skateboarding video.
Yeah. I will
That's
say,
amazing.
I do have a top 5 mail delivery time, which was recently beaten a week ago. But and I'm never grinding that ever again. But yeah, you can get as low as a 6.3.
Oh. Filthy. I'm still happy when I get a 6.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing to also note about it, you're watching us go through, this is supposed to be the tutorial world of Kingdom Hearts 2, simulated Twilight Town, where Rock's, just going through not real Twilight Town life, whatever you do there.
Yeah.
And, normally he's not supposed to be able to glide and use thunder or turn into Sora. Hey, look. He also doesn't normally fight Volcano Lord. I thought you were just going to spawn him to death right there.
Oh, this is cool. I really like this. So I have to ask you now, Dewey, as a result of this, are there any awkward room combinations so far that you fought a boss in where you're just like, wow, this is not an ideal or optimal space to fight this boss? So I'm almost asking you to point out a clue scenario. Who did what in what room?
Well, Luxor killed my game in Thresholder's room. But I would say that there's definitely problem arenas that just hate every boss. There used to be a really bad... Hey, look, Vanilla.
Vanilla?
Barbosa, when it used to be in Armored 2, which I believe this has been fixed.
It has.
The Illuminator that spawns at the beginning of that fight would spawn at a certain coordinate, which in the case of that arena would be the top corner of that arena, which is a very big arena if you haven't seen the Armored Zemnis 2. Do this.
All right, we got the struggle champion here. I gotta bring this up. Old Pete does not like dropping orbs, and he also hits like a truck, and if you get hit by him, he will drop a ton of orbs. Double is gonna play this super safe with limits, where he's just gonna use the limit finisher to just knock out a ton of olds from Old Pete and not have to deal
There
with
he
it.
is. Thank you. Dude, we're about to get a bingo.
If this is one line bingo, we can be in and out of here real quick. Guy, what are you having for dinner tonight?
I had a burrito, but I also have some coffee right now.
All right, coffee for dinner.
Hey, it's the brother.
I mean, I had a burrito earlier. How about you, Spike? What'd you have?
I had some chicken tenders.
Okay. What do you dip in it?
Barbecue sauce. Yeah, what's your...
Okay.
If you don't... What's everybody's ideal dipping sauce? For their
I like
chicken?
Parmesan garlic for my chicken.
Okay, Zadakis, you.
Big honey mustard fan.
Oh, the honey mustard is so good. Oh my
It's so good.
It should be. By the way, speaking of, who is... it's
This-
Darkthorn?
That's Darkthorn.
This is Darkthorn.
Hey, yo, Darkthorn's done. Oh my God. We've already got 5 out of 42 done. And you gained a ton of information, I'm assuming, right there.
I did.
Where stuff is.
Not sure if I want to tell chat.
Yeah, you know what? Surprise.
I think it's a little more
think-
fun.
We should normalize not telling chat anything.
We
This
should
is an
know just
anti-
gaslighting our chat.
What?
This is an anti-Q&A. Why is he doing this? You'll never know. But sit back and enjoy. STT's just kind of popping with Boston.
Yeah,
Is
STT
this place?
Yeah, pretty
You don't
crazy.
want to go here, though, right? Like, I remember y'all saying, like, this is not an ideal place to be.
In this category, it's actually
It's
kinda
really
fun.
powerful.
It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
good
it's
once
really
you get limit
powerful.
form and things like reflect. So the main problem point I would call it is in those struggle arenas, there are a couple enemies that are not very cooperative. Ironically, Cypher is one of them because Cypher, the version of him that we have in here, it's not a boss. He's an enemy. Because when you refight Cypher, he gives you experience and he can die without a finisher. So the main issue is in the context of the struggles, you can kill him and he'll never like revive, so they'll just wait out the timer. And so you better hope that you have more orbs by them when you kill them. Because you're not getting another chance.
Yo, were we listening to some Shovel Knight there?
We were.
Because I just
I'm-
shut up and I was like, ooh, yeah, dude, that hits right.
I'm like the only person that has Shovel Knight music because I converted it myself.
I want it.
I-
Get it over right now. Stop what you're doing. Whatever you're doing right now.
Sorry,
stop
sure.
it.
1 second. Okay.
Yo, that was, oh wow. This DM is surprisingly long worded for how long that boss was. Shovel Knight music, absolute freaking bangers.
So unfortunately, no
Someone had a
music right
Shovel
here.
Knight rando?
I hope so. I would love that.
I assume, much like an app for everything, that there is a randomizer for
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I used to speedrun Shovel Knight. It's definitely one of the ones I'm most anxious to get back to at some point. The community is probably one of the nicest I've been in a part of.
Yeah, Double, you've speedrun a ton of games. First time
Oh,
on
yeah.
the GDQ stage, but you are not a stranger to speedrunning. You've done a lot. What have you done?
Speed what?
Speedrun? Speedrun?
Yeah. Let me go through the list. My first thing I ever learned was Super Mario World, which is a great game to smile. And then I moved into Mario 64. Did quite a well with Undertale. Did a bit dipped into Battle for Bikini Bottom. And technically Kingdom Hearts 2, but don't look at my time.
You just got fooled into, now I know what all your rusty runs are.
You could. I would love to do Mercy Kill on some of those runs. But the difference is Mercy Kill, usually they were good at some point. I was never good at any point out of those games.
Oh, don't say that.
that is awful, by the way.
If you see me all hosting a show, this is to everyone in chat too, you do not have to be a world record holder or even like the best at what you're doing right now. Like you can just, it is for all different kinds of skill levels. I want y'all to feel welcome to be in here. Okay. There are no expectations, just fun, y'all.
Hurrah! Oh, he died way later than I thought he would. There's Hurrah.
He really does not like Toothy.
He called me a loser. I just couldn't let that happen.
I mean, Spike, what did you play? Resident Evil one time on here?
Right? That was probably the first time anyone in the world knew I ran that game.
That was great.
See, if you want me to do Mercy Kill, you just take a game I'm currently playing that I'm still bad at and do a Mercy Kill where I'm not rusty, but I'm just bad. Just like me playing Mario Odyssey right now.
You beat Kingdom Hearts 2 in 4 hours. That's great. When was the last time you ran this? Like 2006? Earlier today.
Yeah. This is my PB, actually. I just PB.
Well, you know, lo and behold.
A Mercy Kill, you don't want a PB, right? That's a bad sign.
We had that happen last week.
Oh, no,
oh my.
that's a bad
Wait, what
sign,
game?
First to run out of time is the loser.
That was an experience. We had a good run of it, Spike, but after like 70-something episodes, unfortunately, it finally happened. Ah, goodness.
Yeah, here we are back on Luxor. We are not going to use the Dynamo, but we are going to utilize that Reflect, the strongest magic spell in the game. It just really rewards knowledge of the bosses and knowledge of the enemies, knowing like, all right, if I do this, if I like do this many attacks on them, these types of attacks, they will retaliate in this way. So I can take what should just be their offensive portion of the fight and turn it into my offensive portion. You can see it's just constant defense. He gets in here with these air combos, to be able to immediately reflect the retaliation back and then go right back into his own combos as well.
So a little funny thing that happened there. I had a creeper next to Luxord there, so it did a side swipe with that air finisher, which ended up doing a different type of animation on Luxord that made him not let me loop him. But like mentioned earlier, Luxord's a little strange that in some arenas you're not going to do it more damage. Zed, do you want to talk a bit about how like the boss scaling works and like how like it may seem like it's easier, but like you're still doing relative?
Oh yeah. So the thing is that when a boss is randomized, it scales to the world that the boss is replaced to. So normally, if we got a boss like say Prison Keeper in here, Prison Keeper's HP would actually be much lower because instead of being in Halloween Town, Prison Keeper is in Beast Castle, so it's scaled to the Beast Castle difficulty level. So yeah, that's fun. And he still has all of his HP gates and stuff too in there. It's like a brand new experience each time.
Oh, that was a really good revert right there from Double, because what he's trying to do is skip his DM right here. Nicely done. And
beautiful.
You timed it at a point where, depending on where you revert, you'll have a different amount of recovery frames. If you give Luxord more than, half a second or so, then he'll just immediately go into his DM. So Double was able to kind of get him at a good point in his combo, revert, and then immediately have no recovery time to go right back into the fight. That was great.
Yeah,
I'm nice thunder.
Thank you. I put there myself. Yeah. I will say a little bit of story time, referring back to that 1 hour challenge we were mentioning earlier, Zed's other brainchild. There's been quite a few seasons of that, of doing different versions, slightly different settings and stuff. And in the older version and of Boss Enemy Rando itself, the beast up ahead was randomized, which finding the beast somewhere usually wasn't a problem. Not a very hard fight to deal with. Usually do one reflect in any given arena and he dies. The problem is that means anything can be in this arena. And I think we've all fought Terra there enough times that I don't think we will ever want this randomized again.
I never want that randomized again, dude.
It's so awful.
Terra there. Sephiroth also would attack you before you could act in that arena as well. So Sephiroth was pretty much almost as bad. Yeah.
I want it.
You can. There is a toggle that does randomize a lot more bosses. Just not exactly the most consistent way to play. I don't have enough drive. So I can get some final levels.
So excited. Oh, where is it? What?
I said used to.
But I wanted him to.
You're right.
So,
I should have changed the scene right now live and put him somewhere else.
I don't know if I should leak this, but he is back in the normal boss pool in the next generator update 3.0.1.
Don't give Spike ideas. We're gonna make Spike. Spike, you're gonna stream this. We're gonna make you do this, and then you'll see if you like it.
No, but I'll just die a lot.
Oh, what a shame.
Wow.
Let's get some Mega Elixirs. That'd be fun.
Yeah. A lot of times you just want ethers to go through kind of the bulk of the run. Just, as long as you throw an ether before you fully run out of MP, it'll completely refill your MP page too. But the Mega Elixir is more for like kind of sure all your party members are alive. So for any forms you might want to go into or any limits or anything, or just like make sure even if you run out of MP, you're going to get all of it back. That's just all the numbers go back to full. Have a nice stack of those after finding, I believe, both money. Nicely done. Utilizing a little quirk about final form where if you just literally glide into an enemy as final form, the Keyblades actually do incredible deep. The counterbalance to it is that it will drain the drive gauge of final form very, very quickly. You see, he already ran out. Now we're just gonna
I did actually revert there.
Yeah, you did, that's true.
Yeah, the little quirk, I'll call it a quirk, a little bit of a safety thing I like to do in this is when you can avoid either entering a boss or leaving a boss in a form, I do, because some bosses like to crash when you do that. So there's a lot of kind of knowledge checks that you get playing this long enough. Certain bosses, probably the most infamous one is Roxas. I don't know why I took these out of my party. He'd actually be really useful here. I don't need him.
Man, those two are just chilling on the side.
They're like, oh my gosh, I just saw my brother die.
They just watched their friends die and they were okay with it.
Can I leave? Do I have to stay here? Just take
They were just watching Goku take out their friends. Be like, yep, I'll come in later.
Come in later. So I'm not actually going to be fighting Zaldin yet. I'm kind of just presetting this up here. Oh god, that was a living bone. I'm not excited for that Zaldin fight. I'm gonna actually finally do something.
Gosh.
I'm gonna do a couple things. Firstly, let's take a visit to this place.
Again, this isn't pretty standard. Like in most modes, you're just gonna come here. Oh, is that Magnetica?
That's Magnera. Magnega's on drives.
Okay, I couldn't.
I'm very glad I did not start here, but these aren't too bad with nothing. If it was a core variant of a Mad Ride, it'd be much worse.
Guys, love catching them in the air right there. Yeah, once you get them below about half health, a lot of times they like to just kind of go into their own like mini version of a DM or a desperation move and just they're running around till you're dead and catching him with the thunder while he's airborne.
Okay, I'm drifting past. Tokyo drift over here.
The drifting with the music in the background with the Mario 64 music was working really well, honestly.
How about the
1.7?
how about the lion butt moving back and forth?
Yeah,
to the music
right.
there? That was cute. That was very cute.
Little squeaky squeaky. Yo, double
Shaking the
negative
booty.
AO.
Wait, I thought Donald was fired. Why is Donald on the screen?
That's
a bird.
that's just a bird.
Oh, so
That's
wait.
Herb.
Isn't a
That's
duck a
dangerous,
bird?
actually.
Wait a second. Time out. Why is a duck not a bird?
Listen, if a duck is a
I-
bird, then clearly on screen dogs are turtles. Listen, we don't have to
True.
follow,
It's goofy.
we don't have to follow the Disney. Wow, that enemy uppercut.
So wait a second. Is like a turkey not a bird teal too? Like how deep does this rabbit hole go?
Bruh.
Sorry, that just fried my brain, and I forgot how to do this room. Sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, did we throw him off this much? This is the weirdest route I've ever seen through this room.
I was.
Dude uppercut you. You were like, oh god, where am I?
I didn't even know where the chests were. I was looking for them. For the fans. I'm gonna try going for a little cool thing on this chest if I can.
Or he's gonna get it.
Nice.
Oh, ayo.
So that's just a cool thing where if you time that well, you can cancel properly to immediately get that chest and not deal with any of those enemies there. And I didn't say that a duck wasn't a bird. I just said that was just a bird and wasn't trying to make anything specific. So I'm appreciating attacked on my own showcase here. I'll have your show by the end of the week.
Wow.
Getting saucy in here, my god.
I can't even take myself seriously.
Oh, baby, it's gotcha.
No, I don't. I don't remember boost and pull.
This sounds so out of place. This song.
I think it sounds right in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, right over the jungle. As it's Lion Sora drifting with it.
Are bees birds? No.
Well, by all known laws of aviation, the bee should not be able to fly.
What if a kid flies bee?
But it flies anyway.
Are planes birds?
Yes.
No, Kuiper. Planes are
No,
not
I think Kuiper's got the
birds.
exact right idea. Planes are. Ugh.
Oh
Oh, this looks awful.
Oh no.
Oh, this looks awful. I'm already. I'm done. I'm done.
Mike's just like, nah.
Oh, this is one of the worst fights in Kingdom Hearts. The entirety of Kingdom Hearts 3. And we have to fight him with just Tokyo Drift.
So I don't have RCs as Lion Sora, so I can't do anything right now. I have to just wait.
You're just big chill.
Wait, is this the Halloween Land boss?
Yeah, this is experiment.
yes.
Oh, yeah. I remember. I did not care for this boss either.
Yeah, he big old poopy butt. All right, we've got him down to only like 6 more bars of health. So nice reflex splash damage.
The other awful thing too about Experiment and Boss right now is that in some arenas he can just pop you before you can do anything. You'd have to time a frame perfect aerial dodge to escape the sequence or have second hit once more in some arenas.
Nice. Done.
There's the
Very
guy.
good.
I'm just gonna, you know what, Sky? I know this is a show made for children, but I'm just gonna say it. Heck that boss. Yeah, you hecker. You hecker.
So that is all we're gonna get out of Pride Lands. Ground Shaker is not one you want randomized, I promise.
No, I want Ground Shaker in Beast Room, dog.
Fun fact, Ground Shaker, you just T-stance during that fight.
Yeah, they know it.
Let's get a little bit of final levels here. And normal levels.
No, bees are not birds, Cat.
Oh my god, we're still on them. But
So,
my man Kuiper out there fighting the good
I'm gonna
fight.
try something.
Try it.
Well, first of all, I don't think I ever put this on. Yeah, I was wondering about that during that fight. I don't think I ever put Second Chance on.
Lots of
That's what I
goodies.
wanted to put on.
So, got a question. Just because the Kingdom Hearts randomizer community is especially active, we were talking about that in the pre-show. Are there any events coming up soon that we as viewers might want to know about if we love Kingdom Hearts content?
Well, I would give a quick shout out to Codename Geek, who is running a very big tournament that's going on right now, entering its last couple weeks. Which currently which is a multi-week tournament that shows multiple different settings to see if top players can really keep up with different ways of playing. And the current one is actually Spike's own brainchild of Hit List. So, you like seeing Hit List?
Featured on this show before. Yeah.
We have, yep.
Yeah, people can show exactly how cracked they are at a lot of like the super bosses in this game. Kind of a nice build up to having to fight 6 or 7 of the hardest fights in the game. While finding the tools and the unlocks to get there. It's a good time. It's a good time. But it's a really cool tournament. Again, that Geek put on where it's a 5-stage tournament. So every week you'll have different settings on. So you'll very much see, there's obviously a tier system of, like how solid different players are at KH2 Random, just different randos in general. But you definitely see there are some people that have specialties. Some people are really good at, settings where you have to full clear everything. This right here, I feel like I'm pretty good at KH2 Rando. This would melt my brain trying to do this, keeping track of where all the enemies are and how you have to deal with them in different arenas and whatnot. You got Zexian right here. He likes books. They don't like books here. Get rid of this nerd, my God. There's
what's
a lot
wrong
of
with books?
everyone.
What's wrong with books?
Nerds.
I can't.
Are you saying books are for nerds, bud?
I'm a
Books
nerd.
are for nerds. That's why we're flaming this nerd right here. Beautiful final form usage right there. Gonna try to keep him caught up in that recovery time. Pop in an ether, making sure to not use the finisher, having just enough damage to take him out and get an old aerial spiral right there. That's like your second good combo modifier. You haven't seen a lot of those yet.
Okay. Going a little bit all over the place. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that was really good leveling on your part before that as well. Also getting
Speaking of which,
5.
I'm about to do some more.
Oh, books are not birds, chat. What the heck?
Can books fly?
I have
That
determined
is-
that birds are jerks. We've established that in the speedrun.
If you play RPGs, then you know.
My God.
Yeah. Cat is off the rails right now, y'all.
Now, Double, the reason why he took all the damage before he came in here is because
It's just because I'm bad, yeah.
I'm glad we both have the same thought. Now, he wanted to get there because experience boost is an ability that kicks in. I wish Fall Child, who didn't know how to read, understood how this worked. But you actually need to be at or below half health to gain double experience. And Double's actually got double experience. So he's getting 3 times, actually. It doesn't double it. Yeah, it just creates effectively an extra. Then we're going to try to at least get all the way up to level 50 right here because that is the last point where you will get stacks. After that, it will just be stats. Now, stats are still good. They make enemies go away faster.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Stitch decided he doesn't want to give me anything more, so goodbye.
Like, while we're going through this, I gotta ask, and this is for everyone here in chat. Are hot dogs a sandwich or tacos?
Taco.
Like, what are they?
They're tacos, right?
They're tacos.
I mean, yeah,
look
you
at
put
it.
your-
Look at
you
how
put your
you hold
stuff.
it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's exactly how you hold it. Listen, I'm coming over to you.
If you're saying anything that's bread is a sandwich, is pizza a sandwich?
Like, bro.
no,
No.
if it's a calzone, maybe like. No, calzones are ravioli. Isn't
Calzones are also not a sandwich, so I don't like this line of thinking.
All right, real quick. Can someone like mod me real quick? All right, everybody in chat, if you think a hot dog is a type 1, let's just gonna write things down. I'm just gonna know who to start banning. Yo, GR2, what's up, gamer? There's a treasure chest. It's so cute that he has to come with a little treasure chest. Like, yeah, bro.
He's unbeatable without it.
Yeah.
Chat just said pizza's an open-faced sandwich.
Oh my God. All right, ban. Ban, never coming back. Ban.
Oh,
So now
that
we're
guard
in
was just
GR2. We're going into the second phase. You have to get all 882 coins back into the chest. You'll see actually double lock onto him from below and hit him with 2 thunders, which because he did that RC so fast, that reaction command, be able to get the last of the coins right away and immediately go into the second damaging phase right here. You're going in for just some combos, going into that explosion. Again, scaling with your magic stat, which is very, very high now, well into the 50s. That number doesn't mean anything to you, but it's high. Making sure Donald and Goofy are both alive. Now, you do have access to Master Form. You gonna go with the final or the mask?
I have more drive in final, but I feel like Master is just so much more consistent.
Listen, speedrunners do it with Master Form at level 1. Like, you'll be fine. And that's because we're gonna make it running down in here, chat.
Also, we're green.
We're green. Yo, it reminds me of me. By the one you like to.
Yeah.
This fight, by the way, is not very friendly to beginners of the game. Like, my goodness, this boss is not
Oh, it
easy.
is.
Oh, absolutely not.
Wow, that was fast, though. I blinked. Very good fight there, dude.
Yeah, that was very fun to watch. Master Form, it's one of the oldest, most classic, and just flashiest looking speedrun strats, is that Master Form Thunder as it hits him 3 or 4 different times on each cast. And even with Master Form at only level 1, barely enough sauce on it to take him out, get all 880 coins, even freeze them at the end, dump them, and then take him out with that Comet, that Donald Limit combo right there.
That worked. Okay, cool.
All right.
So, boss enemy is a little strange in this world specifically. Is normally these guys don't like the darkness. In boss enemy, they don't care unless it's the ones with the crossbow. So that fight, you can kill them before you hit count. But luckily, there's a bag in the room that you can use to still recheck count.
Yeah, you just beat up the bag.
We don't like books or bags here, apparently.
Don't get me started on book bags.
Book bags. Oh my god. Yo, more Shovel Knight music. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, that's most of the games I just take like, oh, I like this song, I like this song. But when I take the time to convert all those, it's like, I'm putting every Shovel Knight song into this. I do not care.
Is Pop-Tart a calzone or a ravioli?
It's definitely a ravioli, right? Like, it's got, like, bread over it. There's, like, filling
that's
and
right.
then...
That's
Yeah.
what ravioli like.
I'd say it's ravioli.
I had meant to ask you, Nuke said something about throwing a Pop-Tart in an air fryer today during her stream.
I heard it. Listen, I'm not a keeper. I understand.
I don't condone
Her
this.
content's very specific.
I loved it, though. The thought had never dawned to me is where I was going with that, you know?
She was asking me, like, do you like Pop-Tarts cooked or raw? And I'm like, I never want to think of Pop-Tart as a raw thing.
Yeah, she said,
I like
she said
cold
something about, like, a
Pop-Tarts.
raw Pop-Tart. And I was like, wait a second.
I like Pop-Tart right off the bone.
All I could think
Yeah.
of was Gordon Ramsay saying it's heckin' raw.
Yeah.
Like, just waving a regular Pop-Tart in my face.
Sky,
you know?
do you take your grilled cheeses with or without bones?
Right. Yeah, I was like, where's the
Totally
bone?
with that.
Where's the
Totally
bone
with that.
question?
Yeah. I take it with Havarti cheese. How about that?
I like that answer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Havarti cheese is delicious.
It's delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do something fun here.
I guess he still has an arena of circular nature to move around, so this works a little bit.
Well, he still gets stuck a lot, which is really fun.
Oh, goodness.
So,
I've heard frozen Pop-Tarts are good, Richard. I've actually, like, legit heard that was good. Oth looks at me like I'm from another planet when I, discuss that. But I've heard that they're good.
okay.
For me, it depends on what kind of Pop-Tart, if I'm going to freeze it or not. The hot fudge sundae is like golden when it's frozen.
I could see that, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I have eaten a Pop-Tart out of a toaster
I have not either.
since I was like 9. And I'm much older than 9.
Well, like, what about a
You're like
toaster
10, right?
strudel? Like, there's... Does that go in the toaster, even though it says toaster strudel? Because I've never had a toaster
I've
strudel in
never
the
put
toaster.
a toaster strudel. That just sounds like a mess. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I know you're supposed to put the frosting on, like, after, but, like, I don't know. I like my toaster strudels frozen, but I guess some could consider that raw. I don't know.
You don't think Pop-Tarts are food? They're just candy?
I think they're dessert. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree
they're very
with
desserty.
that. They're desserty.
Yo,
They're
Strav.
desserty. They're saggy. They're in the same food group as chips.
Ice cream. Yeah.
They just make you feel good. They give you some level of comfort. I can't believe Oogie Boogie isn't randomized.
What would you want him to do?
Yeah, right. Listen, I don't know.
He is randomized
Bar
in
up there, freaking working the wires. It's the same fight.
Yeah.
It's just Oogie Boogie with a little star mask on, like for Halloween.
Chat's having a good time here with all these weird food takes.
There is a version of a toggle of a list with what's called gimmick bosses. So things like Genie Jafar and things like that. And this is one of those bosses that would be randomized in that situation. But like I mentioned in Beast Arena, do you want to fight Terra in this one tiny like rectangle?
No. No,
Yeah,
that
shout out to
sounds
Ragnoff in
terrible.
chat who has done that enough times to never have to want to do that again.
There's a certain amount of game design that goes into it. They're like, when you fight Terra, he's in a big open arena with like 5 rocks. There's a
Okay, so,
reason
like,
for that.
Chat says Pop-Tarts are designed to go in a toaster, but, like, think about how old Pop-Tarts are. Like, how many people even have a toaster in their place? I don't have a toaster in my place. Spike, do you have a toaster in your place?
We do have a toaster in our place. We like
Okay.
to toast things. We like to toast.
I like
Like,
toasting.
there's probably a lot of people who are these days that's going the way of the VC. Just throw 'em.
Yeah. Yeah, Zad, do you have a toaster?
I do have a toaster, actually.
Let's go.
I've got a toaster.
Do we?
Yeah, I used it this morning.
How about you, Dewey? Do you have a toaster?
I've got a toaster.
I'm the only one
Guys
here
about to
without a
find out she's
toaster.
one of the 3% of people that just have a toaster.
I like
Bob's
the
been
toaster
gaslighting
oven.
you for years. They're like, toasters aren't. They're not good for the environment.
I don't have a toaster.
Scott here thought she was making waves, dude.
I would like a toaster oven. That seems lovely, but I don't have a toaster.
You don't toast your bagels, right? You gotta toast your bagels.
Oth, why are you looking at me like that?
Off coming in like, dog. We have a toaster
Got
right
this-
there.
this
Can't let the
wild
people
look.
know.
Come on. I said we don't have a toaster. We said cool.
We just having this combo. What's up, everyone? Welcome to GDQ Hotfix. We're playing Kingdom Hearts 2. All right, now we're gonna play this RNG-based minigame.
Yeah,
Although it's still technically a little bit RNG.
yeah, it's less RNG. So normally you don't get these guys. Usually you can get these little ones that are only worth like 1. The rando has a lot of quality of life things that really make it hard to go back to running the game normally. Like, I don't know if you noticed during the Oogie fight, that was just like the last phase.
Nope.
Normally it's a few more.
It's a few more.
Like,
Well,
basically.
and this dude has to bring his door with him.
Well, how is he gonna get in?
What is that, right? What's on the other side of that door? Yo, can we Trinity on it?
Yes, but
Gonna time this?
what?
I feel
Yeah.
like you got robbed.
I also feel like you got robbed.
That definitely is
should've
enough
worked.
damage. That should have worked. I've never seen
That
that.
should
fail.
have worked. Yeah.
I'm mad. You die today.
Because you got that.
Well, today it can be relative. It can take a while.
I love limit form, dude. It's so good. It's so swag. It makes me feel cool when I do it. Text my friends in high school. See, I told you I was cool. Now we're fighting.
Oh!
Oh, the dodge roll start right there to save actually a few frames. It's so swag. It's so cool looking. Ooh, and now immediately going into the reflex, popping into limit form, into the Ars Arcanum, direct away, into the Zentetsuken, directly into the Ragnarok, dealing a ton of damage, under 5 bars of health. Gonna drop out of it so he can potentially utilize,
he jumped into that.
To knock it back. Now he's already into the next phase. He's gonna try to time a limit right here to catch him right as his brick wall state goes away. Under 1 bar health to go. Has to kind of watch out. Sephiroth is now in phase 3. Ooh, the dodge roll again. Oh, is this gonna be able to finish him off? Got 1 left.
I'll do it.
Combo, GG.
Hey, GG, Dewey, holy moly.
That was one of the sickest Sephiroth fights I've ever seen.
See, that, my favorite strat, I actually came up with that recently, of doing those delayed reflect finishers at the beginning. That's a strat like I very recently started doing, so that's neat.
He died in like 37 seconds.
That was so fast. Like, I blinked and Sephiroth was dead. And we're not talking about like any old boss. Like Sephiroth, which by the way is probably a bird. They're feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a bird. Absolutely. We can all agree on this. All of Pop-Tart Nation can come together and decide he's a bird.
Hey, Auto Valor.
Hey, that is 1. Oh, no, it's not vanilla.
It's 1 off.
It'd be
Yeah.
level 2. Yeah.
Level 2 is Auto Valor, yeah.
Boost. Hey, no. Double taking advantage of the fact that Valor Form levels up when you hit things. They just kind of likes it when the enemies pile up like this. And yeah, just get up really high and get any checks that might be there. Really potentially that Magniga.
Come on.
Need more enemies. More enemies. Ooh, I like the, utilizing fire right there to get back into limit form, try to level it up a little bit. You have every form except for wisdom.
Yes. Which only really comes into play a certain one. Okay. I'll say my limit form recolor is the one I'm most proud of.
Yeah, the black and gray, I really like it.
Flag.
All right, how about the next time you hit the garden, we'll take our wellness break, Dewey.
Sure.
Does that seem good?
That seems completely fine. Which will be after the boss at the end of this world, which will whatever replaced Barbosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've already checked out 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. You've already checked out 15 bosses. We're coming up on number 16 right here. Of 42.
Which I
Gotta
want to
complete
check for that.
that
I
list.
think I know what replaced Barbosa. If I scroll in my hints, I'm pretty sure I saw a hint earlier that was a little scary.
Oh boy.
Oh, man, we got some boss at the end of this world. Let's go.
Yeah. for
Let's
you
look at
two
the
that could
list.
see that.
Who's left? Who could it be?
Yeah, then people can place their guesses in the chat. Can maybe
this
get
is
like a
not fun.
final Zemnis? Maybe like Cerberus?
So these berserkers can hit you off the railway animation here.
Easily.
Like that. Yeah, Double's going to be using magnets here to stave off the berserkers, get some crowd control going and some
why
hits
are
done.
you here?
And then there's core ghosts, which can only be hit by magic.
Okay, we're good. That's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
Oh no.
There is a combination which we consider to be unreasonable. Which would be necromancers and living bones with necromancers on top of them. So, which is the most like of any enemy in this game, the most lazy thing, and also the most rude and I never tested Kingdom Hearts 2 decision I've ever seen. Let's put one of the worst enemies in the game on top of a different enemy, so that they're twice as likely to exist. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little thing.
Yo. That garbage right there.
Okay.
For those that know some bosses, you might have a little idea of what I'm about to fight based on the fact that I did that.
Alright, who do we got?
No way.
So, hello, friend.
No way! What a boss before the wellness break. What a big gun in this small room. Yeah, it broke on the floor, didn't it?
Yep. And fun fact about this arena, it's awful.
The treasure pile is really fun.
Particularly,
Wait a second.
I can't get rid of
Where's the
Jack.
fun part of that fun fact, though? Like, what's fun about that?
So
right?
the fun fact I was actually gonna say, but words are difficult. Is ow. Oh my gosh.
Oh, what? Oh, what you gonna do? Having to dodge these arrows. If any of these arrows catch him, he will lose control of one of his commands.
Stop
and he'll probably
landing up
just
there,
die.
please.
Yeah, this is the last place he wants them to be, is stuck up on coin stacks, bro.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is I can't get rid of Jack. Thank God they removed the function that if he dies, you die. However, I can't get him out of my party, so I can't go into final form. I cannot use summons. Not that I would pair him, because I don't want to disappoint you guys. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. That's okay. We have to check a chance once more.
Take a chance once, or getting carried. Yeah, and what Double's doing out here is just allowing himself to get combos, because again, that once more will kick in and keep him from dying, as opposed to trying to like move out of it and then get hit on the movement reset and actually die.
Okay.
He really just decided that he didn't want to get hit anymore.
Yeah.
Definitely suffering a little bit from the lack of any gap closures, like they're like slide dash or flash step. So Double's having to get really close up on
We're
him
very
before he
close to
does
last phase here. There we go.
third phase.
So last phase is gonna be pretty fun. That's fine. The last phase is gonna be fun for those that know your Terra.
How are you? This.
Carefully.
So this is one of the most absolutely ridiculous DMs in Kingdom Hearts history. He's going to come at you with 5,000 attacks. You're going to have Double guarding the first couple, baiting out an attack in the center, and then having to throw up a reflect. Trying to get his back up against the wall. Oh, having a whiff on the guard.
This is
He gave that to you. Never mind.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I can get out of this with the R's at the end of it.
These together.
He does 4 here, I think, in last phase. Okay.
Yeah, right now, Terra's got a mechanic where his armor has to break down before you can do any significant damage. To be able to get him here with one more Zentetsuken or just making an explosion. First try, are you kidding me? What a legend. Heck yeah.
Wow. Wow,
Very
what
nice.
a gamer.
Literally one of, if not the worst arena he could be. So that seems like a good place as any.
Whew. That was impressive. Yeah, so countdown and Richard will stop the timer for us and we'll get going on our wellness break. All right, folks, as we get to our wellness break here, just as a reminder again that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits shared on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, hello, hope y'all are enjoying the show. Be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content. And with that being said, folks, be sure to stay hydrated, stretch. I'll be right back with random number generation. Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I am joined here by Double A Dewey, legendary gamer, destroyed Sephiroth and Terra TM. And we also have Spike and Zed on commentary. Welcome back, everybody. Looking forward to seeing more.
Awesome. I guess we're good to start up in just a moment. So start back up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom. Let's see. All right. It's our big hit list here. Who are we taking out next? We're going back to Port Royal. What's in it? Now you gotta feel like, all right, I took out 2 of the big ones on the board.
Yeah. Port Royal is a pretty nice one. Got 2 bosses in this world. So we'll be able to see about that there. A little bit of addressing something that's been saying in chat is about the win condition. Basically, this is a bingo board, but this is a little modified just to make it a little more interesting for Hotfix, that we're doing a blackout and doing every single one. So this is also 6x7, so it'll be a little hard to get bingos. But so once you see that entire board filled up with that color, then that means we're done.
Yeah, I know this has been a popular. What's up, dog? This has been a
Who let the dog
popular race category for a lot of y'all recently. Is there kind of a standard, like y'all like to go for like a triple bingo or something if it's in a race?
Yeah, so in a race, the board is 5x5, and it's 3-line bingo.
Yeah, which used to be a little scuffed because there's so many bosses and it was a little hard to route around because it's a little random. But now every single boss we defeat, we do get a boss hint, which gives us a little bit of an idea of where to go next.
Yeah, so off of each of those hints, like hopefully things chain together, but at the very least you can get a little information of like, maybe I don't necessarily want that square, or I don't want to fight that boss in that arena.
Oh yeah, that happens all of the time. And like the thing is, so boss hints create this really interesting situation where you might get a hint for a boss, and it could lead to a bingo. But you're like, do I really want to? Do I really want to commit to this boss that's in Terra Arena,
Right.
level 99 battle level? Like, it can be rough. And another thing too is that the thing about this category is that pretty much this Dewey has to clear out everything. The boss hints help him decide, like, okay, with the tools I have, where can I go next? Or with the tools I have, and this boss just got hinted, maybe I should stay away from there until I can get more things. Like maybe at this point, Dewey has almost everything that he would want, but there are a couple of things that he could like be really nice, like Reflega, if he ever gets a hint for Final Zemnis, could be really important.
Yeah. There.
Okay, so the minigame just got cleared out. You need to collect 3 medallions from the gamblers in PR2. The enemies are randomized in this as well, so the gamblers got replaced by Lance soldiers, but however, the gambler in the dark room will always... Lance warriors, excuse me.
Excuse me.
But the gambler in the dark room will always be vanilla because of the properties of that room. And we got Marluxia here replacing GR2.
Yeah.
Nice cutscene.
That looked kind of sick, honestly, just for like the drip off of that. Yeah, this is in fact a Data Zolden fight with him opening up with that flower attack. You're gonna see Double constantly trying to like fly in and out of those little rose cages right there, as those will deal a ton of damage. Then reflecting that attack and making sure that he goes on the kind of the body side of him as opposed to the scythe, because he'll get one of 2 different reactions.
Okay.
That
no,
one
the chest!
deals damage. Oh, the chest!
Okay,
Blocking
go
it,
do this.
breaking him out of the combo that Double was working through. Don't having to work through all this. He's having to stay uncomfortably close to so many of the bosses because he doesn't have those gap closers. You kind of get used to it in Rando having to not play with those or not having them.
Come on. What a guy.
Well, Marluxia is definitely not being very nice right now.
Stop blocking those scythe attacks. Going in for that extra ground finisher after the explosion right there, just to ensure that he is going to hit that RV.
Let's go.
Do a bit of R's chaining here. This is a little interesting tech that you see a lot in Kingdom Hearts speedruns. But I'm not going to let it happen all the way because I want to see at the end. Just so you can see some cool things here. But I could have the unskipped there.
Definitely have the damage to make it work. He just has to react to all these different pools that they go by. And now going to reflect chain off of all of it. He'll plunge down into his doom right there.
Yeah.
Double.
But as mentioning
impressive boss.
about the Ars Arcanum tech, really cool thing about that, as long as you're not doing the finisher of Ars, you actually don't add any revenge value, which, Spike, I don't know if you want to explain a bit of what revenge value is.
Yeah, revenge value is the mechanic in Kingdom Hearts 2 that basically determines, all right, you have dealt enough hits effectively to a boss. They are now going to retaliate. Every different hit you do adds a different amount to that revenge value, and every enemy will have a different revenge value number. So maybe Marluxia back there maybe is like a 12 or something. Every ground hit you do does 1 hit. Third adds 1 point. Maybe a ground finisher adds 3. That big explosion we do on the ground, that adds 6 actually. And so you just know after a while, all right, I want to make sure I hit this, so I know I'm forcing a retaliation, so they're retaliating on my watch for me to either reflect splash damage back at them or just get into position to catch them wherever they're going to go from there, like Marluxia, always teleporting away once you hit that revenge value. So it's very much data that has been collected over the years, and it's kind of our Bible for deciding in Kingdom Hearts 2 speedrunning and randomizers how we handle different bosses. That amount of knowledge right there.
And speaking of knowledge, Spike, what would be, and this is to also Zendui, how would you recommend someone get started with this? Because I would think to someone who's a beginner who's may have played the game casually, this looks a little overwhelming. Are there beginner settings for something like this?
Oh, yeah.
So-
yes, what don't you talk about?
Yeah, so we actually had the beginner boss hunter tournament last month, which was the standard 5x5 board, 3-line bingo. I had a lot of people help me out with that, and I'm very gracious for their help. Kea and DA in particular are my two helpers that when it comes to boss enemy stuff and shenanigans. And so the thing about those settings is that you play on beginner difficulty, and the item placement is set to slightly easy, so you get a lot of checks earlier, like a lot of good checks earlier, not your junk checks. And some bosses are removed from the pool entirely, like Sephiroth, Data's, and Terra are just removed on the beginner category. You can still get some pretty hard bosses like the Experiment and Scar, but I figured it's best to at least put some sort of challenge to our fresh faces of the community that have recently become a big part of what we are today.
Yeah, speaking of the phrase fresh faces, a little bit of a shout out to Roromaniac 8, also the person that created this bingo board that you're seeing there, created that tracker, also runs a kind of a biannual tournament every once in a while called Fresh Faces that is just for beginners to get in and get their feet wet. And there's a few other people, like I mentioned earlier, that King of the Crown tournament that Codename Geek runs. This season actually did also do a what was called the Wayfinders format as well. So instead of just kind of more top players trying to see what they're best, there was also some beginner variants to get people used to how tournaments work.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is absolutely one of my favorite randomizer communities I've ever been a part of. Just, they're always coming up with new ideas. And Sky, this is already the third or fourth time we've been on your show. Every time it's been a completely different format. So they like to have fun, and they like to constantly reinvent the wheel and see what are different fun settings we can play around with, and just invite more people to play. It gets to the point where I'm looking at the KH2 Rando community, and at the beginning when KH2 Rando was a thing, you see it's a lot of people who just have speed ran KH2 in the past. And now it's like you've got randomizer specialists. Like they know how to play this game in a random fashion. And that's really, really cool.
Yeah, got some time still to explain things.
KH2rando.com. Check it out, game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to get into the rando at all, please go to KH2rando.com. Tons of really good guides on there that will just help you get connected to the community, get connected to the game, and be sure to join the KH2 Rando Discord as well, which is linked on the KH2 Rando site.
I want to know also, what have you all been working on your streams? When do you typically stream, and do you have any projects coming up? We want to hear about all y'all as runners.
Let's start with Double, the runner.
No way, that's me. I don't know. I kind of, while I'm definitely mostly known for KH2 Rando, likes to run a lot of games, a few games I want to come back to. I've been wanting to actually come back to running the vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2 more recently. I've been wanting to come back to. Spike and I both also are pretty known for Mario Odyssey stuff that we both do. So those are kind of my main projects, I would say, right now.
Yeah, it's been fun watching you get better at Super Mario Odyssey, Darker Side, best category.
Best category, absolutely.
You just cut the sub 3.5 hour mark in that category recently,
yeah.
right? Yep. Stone. Dedicus, what do you stream?
Cool. So I stream pretty much exclusively KH2 Rando content right now. I'm actually in the middle of combining a big experiment with settings right now. So we've been referencing 1 hour challenge this entire stream, and we're actually adding something incredible to 1 hour challenge called Objective Rando, which is something that my friend DA has been working on. I tested a couple of seeds yesterday. So basically, it's like a hit list in your journal of objectives you need to do. And if you get those objectives completed, you get points. So that's what I've been streaming. I stream almost every day. I try to stream it around the 4 p.m. EST time. And yeah, we got Twilight Thorn here.
Yeah, he a big old boss. Got sword grip 3 times. Weird that it's.
So those that are familiar with the rando know that in the rando, this guy is usually sped up. And boss enemy rando, he's not sped up. So we have to sit through the entire vanilla sequence here of Twilight Thorn just grabbing what would be Roxas and just all that stuff.
I think I'm just slinking under the door, it looked like.
Yeah. What's really fun when it comes to this is this segment can definitely look really cool in certain arenas. So my 2 absolute favorites are in Armored Xemnas 1's arena and in either Lexaeus or Lexine's arena, because what's cool about those 2 arenas that I mentioned just now is those arenas at the very top of them are filled with like light, and so he'll just throw you into the light, and it's crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
All
That's
right,
neat.
who's fired this time in the Kingdom Hearts?
I think Twilight Thorn himself, I think, is just
I think that's a Twilight Thorn thing.
Twilight
yeah.
Thorn.
Normally I do that finisher in limit form.
Yeah, I think that's a problem with the arena that we've
That's a
been
Shang
discovering
arena, yeah.
lately. Because Final Xemnas also crashes if you go into a form in that arena because of how RAM intensive some of these bosses are. So something I'll talk about real quick while Double goes through and fights Twilight Thorn again, I presume. Should he choose to do that, is each of these bosses take up a certain amount of computer RAM. And some bosses like Hercules, who is not randomized in these settings, Barbosa, Hades, Pete, some of them are not very RAM intensive and can be placed almost anywhere. Twilight Thorn and other big bosses like Final Xemnas, GR2, Roxas, Lexine, they take up a lot of CPU usage and RAM, so it's a little bit harder to make these bosses work in a lot of arenas, and it really limits what you can do in some arenas. Like, as you can see, Double cannot go into limit form and do a limit form finisher in this arena because Twilight Thorn is a RAM extensive boss, and this room, there's a lot going on in this room behind the scenes, honestly. Like, if you ever look into a map of KH2, there's actually a whole room behind the door that is just not loaded in, which is funny because there's a total separate room that you go in for the story. But that room is actually still there. It's in this room, so that's just wasted space that takes up more RAM usage.
So I'll be a little more careful with how I finish this.
Back off. Back off.
Okay.
By simply not being in limit form, that eased up, I guess, enough.
Limit form uses a lot of RAM, surprisingly. Another kind of culprit and problem boss when it comes to that is Roxas. Whenever you find them anywhere, you usually don't want to finish that in limit form because it will just crash.
But I like finishing that in limit form.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Terra in some arenas too, which is really scary for that's why I reverted when I did.
It's funny, you have to build strategy around anticipating that a little bit. Man, did we never find that Magnaga? Is it Wisdom?
It's on
Lock?
Drowse. Well, yeah, I also haven't looked into Master at all, and I still have a final level to get into.
It's fine.
It's-
Who needs Magnaga?
We're fighting bosses, not enemies.
Yeah, I mean, yo, hey.
Twilight Thorn did, in fact, rock the place. SSJ.
He did.
SSJ Banger. You're immune to thunder. Who's gonna rock the place?
Yeah, I just want you all to know, Sonic and the Secret Rings is one of the worst video games.
Absolutely.
Right.
No one even knows it exists.
There is a track. I just call it Who's Gonna Rock the Place. It is the greatest track in gaming. Just y'all should go listen to it right now. Has it popped up? I haven't had the music.
Well, it was
think
the
in
title.
The intro screen. Yeah, the title.
Yo, let's go.
I removed every song in my title just to make sure that I was there for you. Okay.
Who's gonna rock the place? Oh, Bo Rivers gonna rock the place. Like someone got paid to make that. It was so good. Anyway, here we are. We're going through Agrabah. About to get our next set of bosses. We've already fought. Now, with this one, I'm assuming we're getting a little cute 2-pack.
Oh, we sure are.
About to get a 2-pack. And there are some funny combinations that have come out of this. What's it gonna be today?
Let's find out. Ooh, we got one of the axles.
Together.
Please don't tell me that's Data.
So,
That's Data Axle, my friend.
I
I
really
won't
feel like
mind.
we're fighting Ornstein and Spo right here. This is good.
Oh no, this is
gonna
really bad.
transition us.
He sure is. And there's the building. Just a skyscraper in the middle of the Agrabah Palace. So, while all these shenanigans are happening, don't forget the fact that Double's HP is constantly depleting because, because of Data Axel's fire floor.
This is fun. So I'm gonna take care of Data Axle first, because Pete's not too worried about him.
Come here.
I think my worst combo I've dealt with here is Data Zemus and Data Axle. Because Data Axle just does not leave you alone.
Yeah, he's always on top of you. My brain would have no idea how to deal with all this. Yo, we got them both with that. That's sick.
I really hope you don't trigger a Peach transition.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So, Double, I heard you like fire.
It's okay. The fire is a paid actor.
It's
It's
just
fine.
gonna like get stuck off in the distance. Oh, this isn't gonna be quite enough damage. Oh yeah, he's gonna.
He's gonna DM.
Gotta hope Pete doesn't come in and make this a combo meal.
Oh,
A double DM.
that's kind of rare, but it happens. Oh no.
Yeah, his RV was pretty high right there. Oh.
Yeah, try getting an extra
Yeah.
reflect finisher in there, but I'm gonna play this a little more safe. First of all, I'm gonna change one more thing about my setup. I'm gonna put on guard break.
Yeah, I think this is good.
A little more easy for me to. I'll push that into leap on as well. Armor that won't help me because my HP will be at 1 for most of it. Yeah. This is not a boss room. I'm gonna go fight the Beddler, apparently. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go with some Comet strats here.
It all stop.
Yeah, comment good right here. Just give yourself some iframes so you're also doing thumb right there. Try to hit an RV, hit his reaction or his his revenge value, and then in kind of a brick wall state, start dealing some damage. Now I'm assuming you still need to clear the floor to take out action.
You actually don't in boss enemy.
You
That was a
don't
recent
in boss
change.
enemy random, but double will want to. Otherwise, he's going to be at 1 HP.
I don't need it.
Like while he's trying to fight Future Pete here.
Okay, I'm gonna do this just to get some health back during this.
Yeah, limit form has some kind of weird properties where it has MP rage and he'll get an HP refill whenever you're using it. Oh, popping those potions as fast as you can. Nice guard.
Wow, he
Time to go for the
dodged.
Counter right there.
I got reverted.
Wow.
I got
So
reverted
the
while on the
revert
fire floor.
actually took him out of second chance once more state.
Okay.
Where the game just checked in. Oh, are you taking damage right here? Yup.
Come here.
Yeah,
I'll make
that's
it
a
all
little
stop.
unfortunate. That was really trolly. So, okay, so that's a little unfortunate, but we can work with this.
Obviously,
The
Dylan's
other-
mainly just trying to focus on Axel right now, but wants to get the way he can. You were saying, Sam?
Yeah. The other thing too, right, is that each time Pete does a room transition, it resets Double's position. So he actually spawns on top of a fire pillar or right next to
which?
one, depending on when Pete transits. Like right here, you'll see Double is just he just got clipped by the fire pillar there because of what Pete just did. And now you have to worry about Pete summoning the black hole here. So when this happens, like it just did, it pulls everyone into the black hole, including Data Axel.
Oh, the pinball, because we're trying to avoid, I'm assuming, the limit crash stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna blizzard this man.
We're gonna blizzard this man. Yeah, believe it or not, Axel is weak to blizzard, which, you know, obviously if you're fighting either of these bosses solo, it's much easier to manage everything. But this truly does make it like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, that was a clutch combat. He was about to die from the pinball there.
Yeah, I saw it.
Getting that comet as much as he can. You know, a little bit of a delay, so he has as much limit to work with as possible. If he can get Axel's health drained to 0, then just have to work with. Should be able to tap this one in. Going in for the Ars Arcanum, straight to the finisher.
Come on.
Oh.
Pinball keeps just appearing out of nowhere.
I think we're going back to the kill Pete thing because I can't deal with them. Okay,
Come here. I'll make it all.
This is really rough. I did not expect this to be as hard as it is, actually.
And that's the thing with like doing something like this, a set of settings, is truly every day you're going to learn something different about this.
Right.
Especially when it's different combinations.
Yeah, to give you guys how hard this actually is, reminded of Double first tried Terra and Sephiroth in a brutal fashion. And now, like, he's basically playing without his second chance once more. With one of the most aggressive bosses in the game.
Oh no, I'm dead.
And with...
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's no way. I like how that triggered the ripple drive right there. There was somehow close enough.
Alright, Axel's dead.
So Axel is dead, but I am not positive I'm going to be able to survive this very easy. Don't die.
Whenever you can. Yeah, and then in between the limit, utilize some items right there. Get off the potion so you're at least not at 1 HP.
Okay, yep. Oh no. Okay.
Hopefully also be able to just fill up some drive right here. Shouldn't necessarily need it, but it'd be nice to get back as much as possible, or even potentially like a summon usage or something.
Okay, we will have this back, so yeah, this will be fine. So I actually can't do anything here now, so I need to just hope I don't die.
You should try to immediately dodge roll back.
Well, that's what I'm doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it's spawn in the air, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, true. He sure does.
Yeah, but this is the issue. Okay, I can fall down here without getting soft locked, I think, right? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Yeah, I think a Peter Pan is probably good here.
I think a
Give you
genie's
some
a little more
passive.
fun.
Ooh, a little genie action, actually. Yeah, a lot of the summons will have some sort of a passive way to heal you.
For the fans. Okay.
Yeah!
Nice, let's go!
Let's go! Get out the screen! That was...
Fun fact, that stays in the cutscene, yeah.
It was still there.
No, we're not panning. I'll say I'm putting a little self-imposed restriction on myself that I'm not cheesing any bosses. If you've played a lot of Kingdom Hearts 2, you know there's a few things you can do that will take care of any boss. Primarily Peter Pan, and double-landed combo. With Pan, if you just never do a finish and you just keep doing this air hits 1-2 1-2, you can stun lock a few bosses and you will just get them till they die. I don't think that's very interesting for today, so I'm not letting myself do that. There is one other strat that we'll see if we get to show that off, which is a little different. But some people would call it a cheese strat, and some people would call this a terrible group of enemies.
Dude, carpet sequence always sucks. Doesn't matter.
Hey guys, just walked in, and I can't thunder you guys. So
You know, it could be worse, Spike. It could be the carpet sequence on the Super Nintendo.
Oh my god. This might be worse. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, the Genesis carpet escape sequence was definitely harder.
I never played
The Super Nintendo one was definitely, yeah. We're admiring Super Nintendo Aladdin. Yo, let's have that on the show. Is there an Aladdin randomizer yet? Someone, you didn't know we needed it. I need Aladdin for the Super Nintendo randomizer right now.
I mean, what can you randomize them at other than the level order?
Listen, they're bananas instead of apples you throw or something. I don't know. Final boss is a boo.
These guys aren't really gonna be dealing with me, so I can just keep going because
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. They can't fly.
Carpet escape sequence on boss enemy rando is the most chill thing about this. It's like you get to take a break and just
for the fans.
test some magic.
Whoa! Didn't know that was a thing. Why would you cheat in my children's video game?
It's because it's slower.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess that would make sense why I've never seen it before.
It's always just for the fans. Just that was a really clutch timer. That was really scary about that.
Oh my god! Let's go.
Only at 41 seconds still.
Had me sweating there.
So this is another one of those that's not going to be randomized. I'm sorry, Spike. If you want to have magic lock on to beat a fight, then that's fine.
Oh yeah, we've played with Jafar randomized before, and we don't like Jafar.
There was a change, I believe, that makes it every fight that he's in acts like Armored 2, where you have all of the growth abilities so you can reach him. It's really funny. It's not something you wanted. So we're going to bully Jafar here. For all the people that have struggled with this guy. Especially if you've done a level 1 playthrough.
Yeah, I guess you never have. You just don't get to do ground combos. It's all air combos.
Back off. This is it. What are you doing?
You are safe for
Nice.
safety.
Breaking through both those HP gates. Now should be able to basically one combo this.
Let's see.
This is it.
Yep.
Nice. Ooh, here we go.
Ooh,
This is
here
where
we go. Here we go.
To quote Anakin, this is where the fun begins.
Horizontal slash. I think the biggest difference maker in the combo modifier department.
Yeah,
The meta of Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer speedrunning.
So, to address the horizontal slash shaped elephant in the room, this is kind of one of those cheese strats that were mentioned earlier. Berserk charge with horizontal slash can be a little interesting. We won't be seeing that right in this fight. We'll be seeing something a little funnier.
Oh, it's dead.
Did he have weapons? Did he have weapons?
he did.
I feel like I know.
Oh, I thought you were actually being serious because did 2 armoreds in the pool.
Yeah, I know that was. Well, considering I didn't get knocked back, I knew which one that was.
True.
It's funny. So every boss in this, or every enemy in this game has kind of set minimum damage that you can deal to them, but also maximum damage that you can deal to them. So even if we somehow got our stats to where they were 500 apiece, they would still get capped as if they weren't any bigger than maybe 60 or 70 or 80. For whatever reason, Armored Xemnas 1 practically doesn't have a cap to him. It's
very
well
nice.
over 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you get your stats nice and high, you melt that dude.
I think he has the second highest damage floor.
Only
Would
behind
Hayner have-
Hayner, right?
Yeah,
It's
Hayner.
Hayner.
Yeah.
That's so funny. They gave
Yeah.
him such a big damage cap.
Doesn't he just have the straight up damage cap? Like,
I think he
max
does.
stat overload? Isn't it 255 or something?
I'd have to check, but I believe so.
Like, that had to have been a mistake. They did not mean to put that number there. Oh, nice. We get probably a good candidate for the toughest enemies in the game. Just the toughest normal enemies, the little sorcerer nobodies here.
Yeah, I'm definitely sweating.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, the reason that those enemies are particularly difficult is the little cubes that they have as weapons. They can act even if you have them stuck in a magnet or anything. So even if you think you're safe, you're not. Oh god. That is... Okay, I have not seen an enemy I've liked.
Yeah, this Space Paranoid's looking really rough. From an enemy perspective, at least. Even from a boss perspective, we have GR1 here as our first boss. That's not a friendly boss.
The tough space paranoids. And you're seeing double utilizing one of the many combat techniques you learn when running this, where like a lot of times you're using final form, you want to utilize that magnet but kind of jump into it. Otherwise, you'll have a ton of recovery time on the floor. Utilize some of that final form glide. Pushing the keyblades into your enemy.
There you go.
Nicely done.
Hey, that's where things get a little
Hey,
interesting.
Duke Flare. When you want to kill things quickly, Duck
Flare.
Woo! No air combo boost.
I liked that commentary. I think that was the Rio's All Worlds one, right?
Yep. We were planning on it being a much bigger thing, but then it was like 4 a.m. when we were doing the finale. We were like, we're reeling. Okay.
It's just the normal one.
I see you.
Thankfully, this is regular Demix because he starts with 50 clones.
If you see 50, then it's normal. If you see 13, you cry. So there is very nicely added was a little bit of a nerf to Demix is you get a little extra time on all the mini games because you can find this guy solo. So you can't use like Duck Flare, you can't use Wisdom Form. So it's a little more generous. This guy can. This is the one that MCP can be randomized. If you find him somewhere, you can only hit him with Magic Lock on.
That sounds awful.
Let's work for it.
And now you're gonna be seeing Dewey try to go for a 1 cycle right here. So he's actually gonna like sandbag his damage a little bit right about there. If he over damaged him, then he wouldn't get this just rotation where he just kind of tries to keep it away from him. And because Double's strength is sky high, he'll be able to get the rest of the damage in right here with a good mash. You're gonna see that they're gonna start coming down and caught it. Prepping up all our worlds again. Anybody coming in late who's like, what in the world is happening on screen right now? We are having Double a Dewey take on Bunter, as Camille likes to call it, Boss Hunter Rando, where the bosses and the regular enemies actually are mixed up in the pool. And coming up here, normally you'd be fighting Larxene, a very, very difficult fight. It actually could be her. We don't know that, unless you've read on the hint. I don't know if you have. But instead, we might see.
Oh boy!
Right here.
So I need to be careful here.
And
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you fall out of bounds there, so you actually have to air dodge to get in bounds, or else you void, and you just get to like have fun.
And he's chilling out there.
Oh,
okay.
This looks
Please
awful.
teleport. Please teleport. But I can use the post, which is nice. Ow.
He's like, no, you can't.
Please, friend. Okay, he's closer.
He's inside the
bounds.
Yeah, you definitely want him over where you are. So when you attack, you don't fall into the void. Oh my goodness.
He's close.
Oh, these dodge rolls.
He can get. Well, I'm trying to not make him reload. Oh no. Well, actually, no, he'll teleport bounce after this. This is fine. Oh, I forgot Beta exists. I haven't done this fight in a while, and especially whenever I do this fight, I don't have him do this attack very often. There we go. Okay, so we'll see something
trying to get
here.
two back at him. I was gonna ask, I don't know if you had gotten him into the duck flare. So now Double's gonna be going for horizontal / berserk charge, trying to just chain all of these combos together.
Okay.
Beautifully
Beautiful.
done.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good discipline getting him to come back into the arena.
Yeah.
What
you can
happens
see
to
the
Berserk
arena looks a
Charge
little
is that
weird.
you actually gain an infinite combo. You lose all ability to do your finishers while you're in your MP recharge state, but you actually gain 2 points of strength and you have an infinite combo. Normally, that isn't as cool as how that sounds because enemies will break out of it pretty quickly. But if you're near frame perfect with your inputs based on which enemy you're going on against, Zigbar, I believe it's a 3-frame window, then you can actually chain those horizontal slashes in the air together infinitely, or at least until your MP comes back. Very, very well done. That was definitely one of the scariest bosses left on this card for Dewey.
Oh, this is armored too.
Hey, it's an army of nobodies
This is
with
gonna
him.
be funny. Watch this. I was hoping you might feel a question.
Oh, okay.
And bye.
I was scared for a second.
No.
I wouldn't have thought this was in the boss pool. That's so fun. Not Armored
Yep.
Zemnis, just like Hades escaping.
Oh, yep.
For better and for worse.
It is. You can get Terra here and Sephiroth.
That's so fun.
Yep,
The
Terra
goal is
here.
still just get out of here, right? Yeah, that's so funny.
But that doesn't mean we do know who Hades is. So it's kind of like a built-in hint. When you see what's happening
Oh,
in
yeah.
Hades Escape, then you have that. I do think Armored 1 is really funny because all of his attacks can still reach you throughout the entire arena. So it really is still a Hades Escape there. Because it's like, oh, I'm not getting up from this chair, but I don't think that it means you're safe. Oh, hey, buddy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there's my man.
Okay, it's
All right, it's normal. Okay.
Yeah, just regular Final Zem. It's
So-
just the regular final boss of the game in the Cerberus slot.
Yeah, I will say this. Do you think it's gonna be really hard because the final boss? You actually can't dome because he will crash if he domes.
Yeah, he can't dome.
Oh.
You need Riku in your party to dome. So what's really cool is really funny is I'm gonna get him to the point where he'll dome right here. Please, he's literally there. Come on,
Yeah, that's weird.
come on. How is he not there, bro?
This is HP 8.
I know. There we go. So
There
now
you go.
he's just chilling. His other clone's like, I'll protect him though. But
That's funny.
honestly, a pretty tame place to get him.
Yeah, nice, relatively big open arena that normally houses Cerberus, a big giant hell dog.
Yeah, a little question I saw earlier is the fact that the org members have like coats on and stuff. It's just a little mod made by Oathseeker. It just looks a little clean. It's something I happen to play with. I honestly forgot about it because I've been using it for so long.
Just one of the great cosmetics you can add to kind of specialize your version of your randomizers.
Those are really hard earns.
Go hard. Let's go. I held back the boomer comment.
No, you can say it. Use your words. Like, I saved 20 seconds. But I honestly wouldn't. What I will say, what is a little sad about the fact that we have the fast earns there is the fact that in Rando is usually pretty cool to see the ways that you can speed that fight up with like limit form or magnet splash or like magnet to thunder. So it's a little unfortunate, but it's not how I'm gonna.
It's
die on
all
Spike
right.
Vegeta.
A lot of Yeah, it's fine. We get all these nice little speed ups, quality of lives. There's obviously a lot of sequences. They're like, these are slow. As you can see, like one of the big ones, we don't have to do gummy sequences. The gummy ship sequences, like we just don't got to do them in this. So, nice double drive gauge down here. I was wondering the whole time. I was like, man, he is still rocking just 6.
Mm-hmm. And was that for quite a while.
That's what you get for not pushing OC.
So, yeah. Something a little interesting fun fact. Is that, do you want to go a bit on to the 50-50 with Boss Randa?
Right. Okay. So there's actually a 50-50 between, I assume you're talking about which bosses can be data and which bosses cannot be, right?
And Pete as well.
Right. So it was actually it's a 33-33-33 between Pete, his OC version, and his Cups version.
Explain the thing.
Yeah. So like whenever a boss programs an org member into the randomizer, it actually flips a coin whether or not that boss is its data version or its regular version. So when we fought Larxene in we fought Zigbar in Larxene's arena earlier, it was actually a 50-50 whether or not that was going to be Data Xemnas or Data Zigbar. And Double got really unlucky in that double fight in Agrabah we did earlier because it rolled TRP, which has a 1 in 3 chance of happening, and a Data Axel, which is a 1 in 2 chance of happening. So, pretty bad luck with the boss placements there.
Basically, to say the hardest versions of each of those bosses were in there. Yo, let's go! GD canceling! So that's a super cool technique right there that gives you the same effect as like that Berserk charge where you can chain your horizontal slashes together. It's as you're about to have to do your finisher, if you go and change what Genie's form is in the menu, which is a cool amount of inputs you have to do, that resets your combo so you can continually change your horizontal slashes together.
Yeah.
It's just nuts high DPS. Very, very cool.
Alright, so we got Hydra here, which is actually more common than you would think, but not as common as you might think, because this boss can be randomized. You can get other bosses in this arena, and Hydra can be in a few other places. It's just that he's so big that he can't be in very many.
I appreciate all the Super Mario Galaxy music we're getting to listen to throughout this as well.
Of course. Come on.
There you go. I had to make sure he buttered him up just a little bit before draining that last MP for a Thunder.
I think that's our first line.
Yeah, that's our first line.
Yeah.
Not that line's better, but still.
Let's go, bingo!
Yeah, we're actually done now. That was it.
Wow, hour 46,
Wow.
line 1. You suck.
I'm sorry. So one of the other things I wanted to explain about that 50-50 is that is why I'm not doing like data arenas for the most part. The interesting thing is Terra and Sephiroth because they don't have like alternate ones. The reason I didn't walk into like Larxene's data arena is that would have also been a variant of Zigbar, so there's not an extra boss for me to find there.
So, for example, if you get what's the boss that we've seen in? Oh yeah, we got Armored Xemnas 2. So, not Armored Xemnas 2, Armored Xemnas 1.
And
we got Armored Xemnas 1 in Lexaeus' arena. If Double went back to go fight Data Lexaeus' replacement, it would still be Armored Xemnas 1.
just with a lot more health. But still wouldn't change anything. And that same thing will apply because usually that doesn't matter if you just don't go to the arena. The only problem is there are 2 versions of Pete. So that means when I go through Disney Castle and Timeless River, the final Pete at the end of that is the same randomization, so I'll just find Hades there too. So, a little interesting. Clarifying for Chow once again, we do have to kill all the bosses on the tracker. We're just having a little goof about that it's like a bingo line because this is traditionally a bingo category.
Yeah, y'all are getting all the extra content tonight. So we still got to take down Roxas, Vexit, Axel, and the scariest of them all, Hainer.
Honestly.
Hainer is still at large.
Ooh, that's
Could see him in the big old Terra arena, possibly.
Yeah, what's our guess? What's going to be the final boss we take out tonight? It's not going to be Armored Xemnas 2. We're about to fight him right here. I think it's going to be Hainer. I think we're ending on Hainer.
My next Larxene. I'll be boring.
Why is
Dark
that?
Scene would be a thematically cool way to end it. So with Roxas. Golden's pretty tough. Oh, that's just a bar.
What a nice arena you have.
Armors of Miss 2, like, look at this ceiling. I need you to look at it.
That's a pretty nice ceiling. I like seeing the sky up there. That's nice.
I love that. Ooh. Oh, no, wait. We need Scar and Setzer for the second line.
All the bosses, well, most of the bosses, all the bosses that are on this card are randomized, but they are 1-to-1, so you're never going to see the same bosses twice outside of, like I mentioned earlier,
Right.
the data arenas of things.
There is a wild option for the randomizer where you can have multiple bosses show up in different arenas, and more arenas will get randomized.
Oh,
For example, Oogie Boogie Arena is randomized on Wild.
And sometimes you'll find the same boss over and over again.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Oh, I know.
I think they
remember.
fought Twilight Thorn like 12 times.
And Roxas, they fought so much in that.
Yup.
I'll put on Wishing Lamp. I know if you think Combo Boost would be nice. The fact that I have Horizontal Slash to work with now, I would like a longer Keyblade if I can. Okay. This is another boss that I can actually... I have an email for
Some
that.
Mario Odyssey next. It kind of works because you're out on like an island and stuff. Yo, more genie canceling. Let's go. This is such a hard set of inputs you have to do.
Okay.
Nice. Very audibly pleasing.
On that note, I'm glad you brought that up. You know, you're talking about things that aren't easily visible from the audience perspective. So what else is very complicated about this that looks like it's taken for granted, but it's actually really difficult?
Thinking. Trying to think.
One of the things is just, it is incredible watching someone who just knows everything about a randomizer, because there's so many different things to know, especially build-based randomizers like this, where based on who you're fighting, what is my tool set, always knowing what is like the optimal thing to reach for, at least we hope is going to be the most optimal thing. There's so many different combat tools in this game based off like what your movement is. Do I have, good builds that allow for like gap closing or not? Do I have to like do something to kind of make some patchwork go for it? I think being able to think about that stuff on the fly while also doing commentary is very, very impressive.
Yeah. Probably the biggest thing is like not only like that genie resetting strat is the harder version of Berserk Horizontal Slash. Berserk Horizontal Slash is also a really hard strat.
Yeah.
Because if you're either mashing it, you have to mash like a mad lad to actually. This is a great PC port, and I would never say anything bad about it. It doesn't like you to have inputs or let you keep them. So that's fun. So mashing is not very consistent at all. But depending on the boss, on some bosses, that Berserk horizontal slash timing is you have a frame. There's only like 3 bosses I think that are frame perfect. That I can think of off the top of my head. Most of them you have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, which is like, obviously still 60 FPS.
Oh, it's free. And I'm also playing.
I get
20
2.
FPS.
That's awesome.
All Bastion's a little bit of an interesting world. Only bosses here are Demix and Sephiroth. So outside of that, it's got a lot of mob fights to deal with.
Yeah, mostly just going to be utilizing those Magneras to try to suck up all the enemies as quickly as possible. And your magic stat's so high. It's funny when your stats get so big. Magnet is supposed to be just something that draws enemies in for them to then have you do a follow-up attack. When your magic stat's this high, it's doing all the work for you. Something that's very much supposed to be chip damage is just taking things out.
I think I saw this earlier. I'll pick up those chests later. Oh. So this is just gonna be the normal Axel one that you see like in the middle of the struggles. So he'll die in that many.
In that many. Yo, Slapshot and Thundaga. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
We've got a full ground combo now. Flash Step, Slapshot, into Guard Break and Explosion. Let's go. Oh, and you got Wisdom Form at some point.
I got Wisdom Form in the corridors, which is really nice with all these nobodies.
Okay, some Heartless are here. It's funny because Wisdom Form levels up by taking out Heartless specifically. So all of a sudden you see, there's all the nobodies.
I'm really scared of the fact that there's gargoyles here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is the fight that I was talking about earlier, that if they replace shadows, they almost consistently will clip out of bounds and you have to use a magic lock on to reach them. I think that's the only platform that can happen on, so I should be fine. I feel like, because the Armored Knights are only on... Please kill them. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
if they're
the-
replacing shadows, they'll also be here in the next fight, but they should be a little more blocked in. I don't know.
I think the gargoyles are replacing the armored knights,
Soldiers.
I believe. This is a little bit dicey here. There are living bones in this fight, which are very scary enemies if Double does not keep just banging the chain up. Oh, a whole wave.
Woo! That's scary. If you die on any of those, you have to do all 4 of them again.
Yeah. In the
So
base game,
navigating
you also
a
have to fight
random
Demix
set of
again.
enemies.
I think there's a really cool quality of life that after Demix, you get a little checkpoint before those. In the base game, especially on the critical mode and stuff like that, if you die in any of those fights, you have to fight Demix all over again.
It kills your speedruns.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And now we're going to play our little GoldenEye 007 and look at the floor. Basically, it just allows the enemies to spawn in a little bit faster. Because he only has Magnera, it's a little trickier to do so he has to probably move around a lot. Or maybe you go to the
There we
wall
go.
or something. There we go.
This
It
is
kind
a
of has
little
to, like,
better.
you see it like snags at some point.
There we go. Not
So
quite at the
all
sweet
he's
spot
doing is
yet.
just throwing up Magnet and then throwing up another one, which is constantly bouncing the enemies in and out of each of them, taking them out constantly, throwing up more, popping ethers whenever he's getting lower on MP. You see he's already taken out over 500 of the Heartless.
Yeah, this is about as close to the sweet. There's a sweet spot where you'll get like an insane amount of Heartless kills. It's so interesting, like being right under the magnet, it's actually worse usually. And I'm getting a little unlucky that. Okay, there we go. This is about the sweet spot. And at the end, it's very easy.
There you go. Yeah, if you have Magnega, that's a very free strat because just the radius it will pull from is massive.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
All right,
and go
off
in,
to
why
see our
not?
2 bosses.
Well, we've already fought one of them.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the data version, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Those are
You can
my
go fight
bosses
Axel
left on
one
the.
again if you want.
Judging by the bosses left on the card, this could be very scary or very simple. Like we could get GR1 here, or we could get something scary like Scar with solo Sora is not something that I would consider very fun.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess we're guaranteed to see that right now.
Well, we don't know the Scar. I mean, plenty of things, but this is a solo arena, so it's one of the hardest arenas to
Sorry,
deal
yeah,
with.
I meant like with like human Sora. We're guaranteed to see that at this point.
Yeah, we're out of no more lion.
We're out of the one Pride Lands shuffled spot.
Hey,
All right, Ayo, Prison Keeper, he showed up.
I didn't clip
Look
side
it.
dash. Fine.
Yeah, Prison Keeper is one of the bosses in the game that has the most health other than Sephiroth. As you can see here, Prison Keeper basically has Sephiroth's health gauge. This is because the battle level here is battle level 80, and Prison Keeper already has such a high base HP value that you'll just see him just kind of live a while.
Yeah, this is why I very much double did not want to see someone like a Roxas pop up here or a Larxene or a Zalman.
So, man, I was gonna say something and I forgot it. It was about Prison Keeper.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So we play with a mod called Better Boss Scaling, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it makes sure that the boss's HP scales to the arena that the boss is in, rather than to the HP of the boss that it replaced.
This would have crashed.
This would have actually crashed the game without this mod. Because Prison Keeper's health is so high that it needed to be adjusted to not crash the game.
That's so funny.
Dash didn't count.
I feel so bad that you have to like gauge, all right, don't accidentally kill him in this form. Yeah. Something you gotta get used to, I guess. GG, take out the GRT.
Ooh, I get to show something cool. I just realized. We'll talk to the guy. Yo, drive recovery. Let's go.
Hey, yo.
I'll actually use one of those. Oh, well. I lied. I lied to you.
I was like, why waste it?
For fun.
Okay.
The world that never was. Rox is gonna be vanilla. I'm calling it right now.
He can be.
You can't stop. This is Vanilla Roxas. I'll gift myself 5 subs in any channel if I'm right. For a second, I thought it was him. It was just super buff Roxas. You can't tell me that's not Roxas underneath that hood.
The scoreboard
Rox
on
just
the top would beg to differ.
Yeah. Rox has just got a little bit more buff. Threw away his keyblades and opted for this axe sword thing.
Did I show off the DM?
Oh, the ridiculousness of it. It's a good DM.
The DM definitely looks interesting with it. There's a chance it crashes. It's the only reason I'm hesitant. I'm not gonna crash.
Who crashes?
There we go.
Yeah, so hitting his DM, about to do this absolutely ridiculous attack where, you know, his people needs him.
Bye, friend.
And then off of that, he rips the entire planet back up. That's funny. You can do that.
So the reason Double looked at the ground there is actually because there's a chance in some arenas, he can't be in very many of them anymore, but in some arenas, like say it can't crash your game if he DMs and you look at the particles.
Oh my God. He pulled too much of the planet up. That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems very like it varies maybe on PC. Because there are some people that will get it every time, even if you play it really safe like that. Some people, like if you reflect, it'll add too many particles on screen. It's really finicky.
Man, this triple bingo time sucks. You just got your first column.
I'll try harder.
Yeah, I don't know if we can ever have you back on if you don't go faster to my God.
I wanted to open this chest. Ow.
This chest is notorious for taking people
I'm not
out.
opening that other chest. I've decided against it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Honestly, I kind of, because that was my thought. This is like a cool little warp where in the rando, if you then leave the world and come back, it will advance you to whatever the next like kind of story portion of it is. A lot of people don't take that. They'll just go up the elevator the normal way and just take out a few enemies.
Loses
while you're
very
going.
little time. This only saves like a few seconds actually. But
it seems more worth it if you just don't get that last chest though.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Okay, he's fine.
He's gone.
His life's a chicken pot pie. If you haven't heard.
I'm not gonna lie. I was about to have to ask you, who was that? It happened so fast.
That would be Setzer. I don't need chests anymore. I don't think I need anything else.
Yeah, I think you're pretty stacked to the nines. Your tools are great. Stats are great.
You guys didn't come here for chests.
Hey, you don't know that.
You know.
Hey, if you're
I guess
into
that's right.
randomizers, you like watching chests get unlocked.
So this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna show something pretty cool here.
Ooh, little arc scene action in the Luxord Arena. Yep, that's data arc scene.
Oh yeah. Does the flinch count? No.
I think I know what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, this is saucy.
That pretty closer. I don't want to kill you. I'm trying to show something.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to show. It's very funny.
She'll do it. It's
Trust,
fine.
guys, this is worth it. Ah, there's the DM.
We got Gangplank Galleon, by the way. Let's go.
Hey, yo, let's go.
So. Let's stay on here. I'm in this phase. Why would you do that? Okay, so I was trying to show off a cool thing that if she does a certain kind of teleportation on the floor there, she'll just T-stance basically in a sense where she just won't do anything. You can just attack
Yeah.
her forever. If you ever find the AS Lark scene, it's really easy to force. We might see it here. They're gonna teleport right here.
Oh, yeah, I think it happened.
Nah, it didn't happen.
No, it did. You just killed her really fast.
Well,
But there was one just standing there for a little bit.
Yeah. So that ending's really easy to finish really fast. I could have done it in a different way that would have actually made sure that it worked, but we still got her down.
Yeah, basically just all. I don't know if it's actually all the forms or just two of the forms specifically. Just take damage from that. So with your magic stat already that high, that's doubling that reflect damage going out. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And now we go into the Zaldan fight. A pretty good tower climb. I mean, Setzer was there, my God.
Yeah, Setzer was the most threatening boss out of all of these, let's be real. And Zaldan's dead.
Nice. I want you to know, Double Poppy came into the room. She's blessing your run right now.
I feel very blessed.
Yeah, she's laying in my arms, mainly because I'm trying to keep her from chewing on things. But she thinks you're very cool looking.
Poppy's so cute.
Easy.
That is the biggest honor I've ever heard.
So we're sitting here going over the let's see. So this would be a vanilla Zemnis. Oh, unless that's. You've already taken out Zemnis. No.
No, there's no Zemnis
That
still.
one's Zemnis 1, and that one's yeah. There were two like Zemnises on the board. I had to learn which one was which.
It's this guy.
Yeah, Syx took control. Oh boy, it's Data.
And it's Data. It's Data, Syx. Anyone wondering, like, how do we know which one's Data and which one's the, like, not Data version? Data's the super boss version. It's basically on just what their attacks are at the opening. They have very distinct differences that they have. They didn't just, like, make them the same boss, but with, like, extra
I'm gonna let him DM, actually. Because it looks really funny.
Very scary DM. There he goes. As the counter says up at the top left, he goes berserk. He is going to dash at you until you die. This is
He'll
funny.
jump up
This arena
here.
getting
There
him
we go.
stuck. Oh, I thought you were getting him stuck.
No, he can jump or dash, so this is actually way harder in boss enemy arena specifically, and that's bad.
Ooh, yeah, knocked him up. Because his claymores will only be there for like a split second for you to grab it.
Come on. Okay, we got him. So
Oh, that was so close.
his berserk bar goes way faster in this because it's weird at 60 FPS, and that just was never fixed. So data sags, very scary.
Woo! Nicely done. That completes row number 4. We're down to need to fight Shan Yu, Scar.
Okay, so something really cool
bottom left
about Boss Enemy Rando is before we had these boss hunts, we don't really know where anything is. So they added this cool thing where you can actually talk to these guys and they'll tell you where it is. So this is for Armored 1. So Armored 1's gonna be Vexen. And Armored 2 is gonna be Data Zemnis. And Final Zemnis is replaced with Scar.
Ooh.
So ain't that neat? We have one more world to do before we get to do Final Zemnis there. And it starts with pushing this mouse.
Yes.
It's gonna be really hard in Boss Enemy, but we'll try. Actually, no, it won't be that bad. 2 gamblers. But it will be bad
Squiggly
because...
little boys.
Mini! Okay, guess we're doing this.
Well, I guess we're doing this out.
Wait,
So much
I
money
can
just
do the- I
shot
can
out
do
of
the
Daddy
thing.
Warbucks right there. Oh my goodness.
Come on,
Oh,
do the
my-
thing.
Oh, what is...
Ah, come on, you can actually push her with that RC.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. That was so... Do it again.
Yeah,
Oh!
Yeah.
It's so much
this is
harder.
sick. Yeah, that also looks impossible.
all these enemies are not cooperating. Just get it the old-fashioned way. Or not. Please, 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 go, go, fall.
Oh, yeah.
The mouse has been pushed. See, I've been wanting for so long. I want someone to make a task of this next room of pushing the mouse still. Because I want to know
Oh
if a
my
task
God.
can do it optimally and still make it faster than actually doing the RCs. But so
Yeah, you basically just get you pixel perfect behind her and push her. The reason why we can do it in that last room is because you can push her basically up against the wall, the bumpers for all intents and purposes, and push her that way. Here, obviously, unless you were pixel perfect like a task, you really can't do it here. You have to do it kind of the old-fashioned way.
What's really cool is in randomizers, since we have dodge roll in this room, or like nobody can, we can actually go the perfect distance you want to go and then cancel out of it with that RC. Because you already need to go a little far enough away just for the RC anyway, or else she'll just run into you and just stop running. So it's kind of like a double whammy of like tech here that we get to go the distance immediately and be able to cancel out of it to do the RC.
Yeah, that animation cancel on the dodge roll, you'd see like it snaps. It looks so good. So that's Vexen, Scar, and Data Zone. We've got you and you and you and you.
Well, we know where 3 of us are.
Yeah, we know where 3 of them are. So I'm trying to think like, yeah, yo, is my man Hayner gonna get Terra Zarina?
Oh, man.
All right, my man, he ain't gonna get the last arena, but he gonna get the most iconic. Yeah, just keep hitting them with the genie cancels. You are very consistent in this.
It actually boggles my mind how consistent double is at this in Berserk Horde.
That's such a hard.
So yesterday,
It's so hard.
I do have a video on my Twitter of me doing that to Terra. It's with like max stats, and if you have Air Combo Plus, it's a lot easier because you can like 5 horizontal slashes and then reset it. But I did yesterday, a couple days ago, we were doing like a hit list, and I was like, I want to see how long it takes me. It took about an hour, and I couldn't get through the second phase, but I did manage to get into second phase on like my first attempt with it, and that's really hard.
Oh, for Terra.
Yes.
Yes. God, that's ridiculous.
Gather! Gather! Gather!
That was going through the mob fights here in Timeless River. We got these 4 windows we gotta take off. Again, more than what you've been seeing. Just throwing up the magnets, getting through these as quickly as possible so we can get back to the bosses.
Yeah, this is gonna be a Blackout Bingo, so we have to get all the bosses that are on here. All we've got left is a couple more bosses in this world, and then we get to go through the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 with the 3 last bosses there.
Double, can you do one favor for me?
Yeah, what's up?
Before you walk into the final door, Can you just pause and look at how much money you have? Thank you.
Yeah, we are playing with a setting where all enemies do drop money, and there has been a lot of money over the course of this run just been obtained.
This gambler.
And double found both money pouches. And
Yeah.
spent that cash. So this money will be like without money pouches.
You're not going to see the... We're not fighting any more normal enemies again, so there you go. It's an easy 20k.
20k, let's go. Yeah, it's
In
funny.
the bank.
Page 2 is kind of weird about like not a lot of enemies, especially in forced fights, actually drop money. So it's been nice like playing the random and being like, oh, we actually made it to where money drops. It was kind of if you never found a money pouch which just has 5,000 money in it. And yes, that's what it's called. I'm just not just calling it that because I'm silly. Then like a lot of times you'd be like, I'm kind of broke. I like don't have cash to do much with.
Yeah, what's really nice is in the older randomizers, the synth items weren't in the pool or anything. But when things went over to a different generator, shout out to Zach the Robot especially, those were also added to the pool, and like those are really nice source of money if you are like broke, is selling those accessories.
Yep.
Come on. Okay.
My God, he dropped one finally. I don't feel as bad about myself. Only pretty bad.
Money matters a lot in speedruns. You get a lot of ethers.
Yep.
In KH1,
It just allows you to be that much more aggressive with just tossing them to make sure that you're always doing the fastest strats possible, not feeling limited.
We're going to do this one first because this keeps you in the room here, so it's a little more optimal to do these ones first.
Hey, please.
We'll see.
Got a 25% chance right now.
It's actually a 50% chance at this point.
Aww.
Sean, you? Is that
That's Sean.
Yep, that's Sean Yu.
the camera?
Trying to
Oh, that's
I was trying to pan through the door that is not there.
Honestly, Sean Yu's such an awkwardly made fight for like he brick walls in a lot of places and just like doesn't care about your attacks. So it's a little cathartic getting to throw like a duck flare or use like final form fire here. Unfortunately, Hayabusa, his bird will come in and just mess with you all the time.
Hayabusa is a menacing boss enemy right now. More times than not, it will bring you down to 1 HP if you have second chance once more, or just kill you if you don't.
Nice revert into the guard to get that reaction command. Duck Flare being pretty close, down to the last like about bar and a half.
They do the RC here.
The RC is great because obviously it does big damage, but it also just breaks his super armor right there. So you can actually, you can interact with him instead. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Did I forget a boss?
I think you did. I'm looking it up right now. You either forgot the Mark one or you.
I don't think you fought any of these.
Painter was vanilla and STT.
Oh,
Yes, he was.
that's
Yes, he was. Dang it. Now
So
I
we're gonna-
look stupid. You made me look stupid. Anyways, we're fighting Roxas. Yo, that looked kind of sick. And how it like
Yeah.
illuminated below the floor. Yeah, Donald and Goofy don't normally have to fight Roxas. They die pretty quick on him.
God. Oh, I don't have... Was the aerial cover just not working there? That's scary.
Oh my
boy.
goodness. That absolutely nasty reflect damage on him at the end. Good discipline right
Please
there,
don't
just
crash,
kind of
please don't
weathering the
crash. We didn't
storm.
crash. Okay, we're good.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
All right, the final stretch of bosses here in the world that never was, and then we're wrapped up.
Never found that magnet.
No, yeah, that magnet is on a mythical drive somewhere.
We got one more set of mobs right here we got to take out, and then we go into our final boss rush of Vexen, Data Zemnis, and Scar.
Scar
Who's
ain't
gonna
no
be
joke,
terrifying.
honestly.
Yeah, Scar is probably the hardest boss there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Scar without lion form movement or combos is super scary. Like, he can just... Scar just has super armor whenever he wants to have super armor. He also
And
just
his
deals
anger
a ton
can
of
grow
damage.
for far too long, so...
Right. And his DM is one of the scariest in the game.
I'm so excited to see it done in human form. Because obviously, yeah, you're meant to have like way more mobility for a Scar fight. Be a little lion dash Sora movement. Little subtle thing right there. You're seeing Double kind of get on the side of the arena so that these enemies have less of an area to spawn in. So that they will spawn into the Magneras, considering he doesn't have... If you have Magnega, it doesn't matter. You can pop him anywhere. It'll cover the whole football field. And now going into the final core fight right here. Final mobs before the boss rush. You got two different sort of HP barriers here where the enemies will spawn in. Hitting the first one right there, already taking out all the enemies. Then here, once you get it down to right at 2 bars of health. I appreciate that canonically that turned into a large body. Nice chain together, all those finishing pluses, guard break, explosion, guard break. And now, our first fight, we have got Vexen.
All right, so what Vexen is going to do is he's going to try and spawn an icicle on top of Sora here, and Double's going to deftly reflect that so that he does not get frozen. And he's just going to fire Vexen a bunch, and he should die. And there he goes. This should kill.
Nicely done. Yeah, Vexen definitely has some very nasty attacks if you let him get out of that. But yeah, there was a really good reflect opening into the fires. He's very weak to fire. And everything's weak to duck flare, so.
All right, next boss up is Data Zemnis in this big arena.
Yeah, this is really cool, by the way, being able to be just down here. Less cool is him doing that.
A lot of awesome usage of Combo Master right here. A great ability in the game where even if your attacks haven't like finished hitting or whiff completely, you continue your combo, which allows you to do some of these really sick, like reflect into a physical attack into another reflect set, allowing each of those reflects to hit a different set of damage.
Okay, he's gonna building me, which doesn't do anything. And this will actually kill, but unfortunately it doesn't let you kill while in space. Please don't have the thing. There we go.
Nice.
Nice. Love the finishing leap.
It's
And
called
now our
finishing
final
leap
boss.
for a reason.
All right. Yo, I love the Undertale. Oh my God.
This song here is perfect. Oh, Scar went for Riku there. That's interesting. So sometimes when a party member attacks, if they're not on Sora attack, a boss will target them instead of Sora, even though they're meant to target Sora in solo arenas or other arenas.
Yep, his anger's grown for far too long.
All right. Hopefully we don't have to survive one of these. Quick run. Ugh.
With a dodge roll through, I really like that.
Nice.
And the HP gain, of
hard
course.
HP gating right there with the limit form. with the Ragnarok. Is this enough to
And
kill?
time.
Time!
And-
A dry
Woo!
page, nice.
GG's a double A Dewey.
Wow.
Putting out all
Dewey,
these
I
bosses.
just- Wow.
GG, that was an awesome category to get to showcase here.
Also, just for Spike, let me really quickly.
Oh man, he loves me. I knew it.
It's doing the wait. Why is it?
It's doing the thing because you finished.
It's fine. I'll do this and then soft reset out. That should make it work.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's not doing. Oh, I'm not
no,
gonna,
it's okay. This will take me 15 seconds. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I swear it's fine. Please tell me it's fine. Please open the game, sir.
I didn't know you loved me this much. I gotta listen to it.
Here we go.
I've got my headphones cranked all the way up for this moment. I gotta get my rock on.
What?
This is the intro to it. This is the intro to it.
Yeah, crank it, baby. Saga the Secret Rings is such a good video game. Just to music, Rando. Sky, this seems like great music for you to give our outro for. This was awesome, though. Double, you're awesome, Zedekus. Thank you for joining us. Of
course.
Great job on comms. And make sure to follow Double, people. Double A Dewey.
Yeah. Thanks for so much.
Really, really good. So, any other last minute shout outs from y'all? Please be sure to give everyone a follow here involved tonight. Go ahead for some last minute shout outs and then I'll do the outro.
I just want to give a quick shout out to the Case Journey community, especially the dev community. Definitely don't get enough love around here. So big shout outs to them.
Oh yeah. I wanted to shout out a couple of specific people who, without them, we would not have what we have right now. Thundrio is the maker of Boss Enemy Rando Generator. He is the person that is the mastermind behind Boss Enemy Rando, even though sometimes we may not entirely agree with some of his boss placements. He does everything he can to bring an enjoyable experience to everybody. Kea is also on the Boss Enemy dev team, and he also puts in a lot of work. He's learning AI that's specifically for Boss Enemy Rando, which I think is really cool. And he's also the one that has helped us produce the seeds that we have being played tonight, so we don't get spoiled on anything. I'd also like to give a shout out to DA, who is currently also on the Boss Rando team and is also working towards something really cool with 1 hour challenge called Objective Rando. He's also the developer of the KH tracker that a lot of runners use today. And Rubber Maniac also I want to give a shout out to because he made the Boss Bingo Generator tracker that Double has used and that you see on screen today. So yeah, all these guys are amazing people. There's so many more people I want to shout out, but I think those three are like the pinnacles of what make Boss Enemy in the state that it's in today that is enjoyed by all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else, Spike, Dewey?
Shout out to Spike.
Yeah, shouts to me. That's not, just not recognized the most important. No. Again, I'm the Michael Cera who just wandered onto the set and they were like, oh, you want to be in a movie? And he was like, what?
One more thing. I
yes.
forgot. I'm so sorry. I also want to shout out Ragnoth and Matthias because they play tested this seed to make sure that nothing could go wrong. So nothing good would go wrong and that we had a seed playable without any crashes or mishaps. They both did an awesome job and picked out a great seed for us to watch today.
Yeah, thank you. More like betters of seeds for like these marathons and whatnot need to be like shouted out for like, yes.
Yeah.
That they're making sure there's like a very workable, good seat. It's just like it's safe, but it's also a really good showcase for like the runner and everything. So yeah, big shouts to them.
All right, anything else, Dewey, before we close out for this particular show, GDQ Hotfix?
No, I think that's all it for me.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again to Dewey, Spike, and Zed for being here. Again, just fantastic episode here. Real quick, this is not the end of our GDQ Hotfix broadcast. We still have more exclamation point schedule if you want to see what specifically is coming up here if you're watching live. And if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits shared on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. And that is going to be it for Random Number Generation here. I'm Skybilz, your host, and it's always a pleasure being here with y'all. Stay tuned for Time Capsule featuring the year 2005. Take it away, Tiffy.